let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like Tone Loc, let's do it. What is Tone Loc doing today? You know, Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. I don't think he's dead. Tone. I mean, what is? I'm curious. What does Tone Loc do when he wakes up every day? Where is he?
Counts money.
I don't think he made that much money, Roxanne.
I'm sure his royalty checks are keeping him pretty comfortable.
Hold on. How do you know he's got enough? How do you know the Tone Loc of Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina fame? How do you know he's got enough money?
Something tells me he's doing well.
He's 58 years old.
Yeah, same age as me. Look at that. I don't feel like a day over 28. All right, so what is Anthony Terrell Smith? Born March 6, 1966, better known by the stage name Tone Loc.
You don't see him on any like reality shows.
No.
So that probably means he's doing just fine.
Yeah. He's not doing anything for cheap money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I wonder if he's doing some of those like reunion tours or, you know what I'm talking about. Like we just had, and it was a big success. They did, you know, the 80s dance explosion. What do they call it thing? The
freestyle.
The freestyle explosion. That was just a couple of weekends ago at Amalie Arena, and I think it was like the biggest crowd. Andrew, did you hear anything on that? I thought I heard that the freestyle explosion. Hold on, let me do this right. Freestyle explosion! I think I heard that the freestyle explosion was like one of the biggest crowds ever, that it was a huge success.
It's a freestyle explosion throwback jam. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me do that again.
Let's get all the...
Freestyle! What is it?
Explosion
Jam?
throwback jam.
Freestyle explosion throwback jam! With Stevie B.
He's in all
Lisa and Cult Jam. Right?
It's one Lisa now. The other Lisa died. So
what? There was only one Lisa.
Okay,
there weren't two
I
Lisas.
thought it was two Lisas this whole time.
Did I welcome everybody to the MJ Morning Show? Welcome to the MJ Morning Show here on a Monday morning. Yeah, Fez, what do you have?
According to the Wikipedia, he has been involved in several of the I Love the 90s concert series.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew's raising his hands on that. Andrew, what do you know about Tone Loc? Let's do it. What do you know about Tone Loc and the 90s explosion tour or whatever they call it?
He did 1 year of that.
Okay.
How do you know this?
He's a big
You
90s.
don't?
He's a big 90s
Yeah.
fan, Andrew. Also, according to the Wikipedia,
health issues.
Tone Loc has collapsed on stage multiple times.
Oh, no.
Wait, since 1995,
I mean,
that's 30 years ago.
I mean,
Wait a minute.
once is enough, but
Tone Loc-
multiple times.
Tone Loc has collapsed on stage multiple times since 1995. Some, if not all, of these collapses have been due to seizures, according to at least one report. On May 29, 2009, he was rushed to a hospital after collapsing during a concert in Pensacola, Florida. The rapper cut his elbow when he fell and was released the same day. On October 15, 2011, he was hospitalized for exhaustion after collapsing on stage during a concert in Atlanta, Georgia. He was taken to a local hospital where he was intravenously rehydrated.
Oh, my gosh.
Another similar incident happened in 2012. On March 16, 2013, he collapsed on stage. Does he collapse at every freaking show?
Jeez.
Let's do it.
You thought he was dancing. He was just having a seizure.
Yes, Andrew.
This weekend, he'll be on the I Love the 90s tour with All for One, Color Me Bad, Young MC.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Still touring.
Hold on. Go through the list again and stop on each one. So,
All for One.
All for...
And all of their hits.
Hold on a minute. Dun 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 dun. What was that song? All for Love. Remember?
Yeah.
All for love. All right, who's next on the list?
Oh, no, All for One Did I Swear.
Oh,
I swear. Okay.
Color Me Bad. Hold on. Go through the list again.
All for One.
All for One.
Color Me Bad.
I swear. All right, Color Me Bad was the dun dun dun. Da, 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 da. All right, next one.
Yeah, they did All for Love and I Want to Sex You Up.
Oh, that's right. Tick tock, we don't stop. Tick tock, we don't stop. Tick tock. Oh, okay. Well, who else is on the list?
Young MC.
Young MC. Oh, that's
Wild though.
that's Busted. That's Bust a Move. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even use that as a rejoiner. Hang on a minute. I've got that right here. Listen.
Busted.
I use that as bumper music. Young MC. Come on, Fatso. Let's bust a move.
All right.
All right. What else? What else?
Well, this weekend, that's all that's on that
okay.
tour.
All
But
right.
on other locations, they have Rob Bass, Vanilla Ice,
Oh, yeah, Rob Bass.
Digital Underground, which I'm not sure how they're doing without the lead singer.
Rob
Mhm,
Bass
good
and
point.
DJ Easy Rock.
That's
It takes two. That's a great
I think
song.
it's one of the greatest rap songs of all
That's
time.
a great. It takes two. That's a great song. All right, is that it?
Two Live Crew is on that tour. DJ
Oh.
Jazzy Jeff,
Yeah.
Two Live Crew.
Two Life.
CNC Music Factory.
What was the big? Me So Horny. Oh,
Yeah.
Me So Horny. Oh, Me So Horny. Remember that?
See, you got to town.
And then a lot of the songs you can't even say the lyrics on those.
No.
yeah, early '90s, man.
Yeah.
Two Live Crew.
Oh.
They were the band.
They were something.
Yeah. Anyone else, Andrew?
Let's see. That's Kid and Play.
Okay.
Coming fresh off their Geico commercial.
Yeah.
Pretty
All right.
much.
There we go.
I find him to be worth about $4 million online if you want to take that for what it is.
Yeah,
That's his
okay.
net
All right,
worth.
Roxanne's trying to justify that he's doing just great, but that's from the Celebrity Net Worth website,
Yeah,
which
yours is low, isn't it?
It's those are crap. The Celebrity Net Worth websites are absolute garbage. All right, do you do anything good this weekend, Roxanne?
Yes, I cleaned out my refrigerator yesterday.
Oh, there we go,
and
Roxanne.
it's stocked with White Claw.
Big weekend at Roxanne's house. She cleaned out her fridge. Fester, what did you do good this weekend?
I had the most fun I think I've ever had this weekend.
What was that?
What was that?
Watching the MJ Sumo video on
Oh,
Instagram.
that was a good one.
10,000 times. This is so great.
That was something.
This has everything in it.
Why don't we
Oh.
do stuff like that in here?
This has drama. This has
Intrigue.
the fear of MJ, the
Whoa,
laughter.
hold on. What do you mean the fear? I wasn't in fear.
Oh, watch when you start. You have a hesitation.
I
And
wasn't
then
in fear.
The dominance of the sumo. How he humiliated you in front of thousands of people.
He totally clowned me.
Yes.
The dude. So, for those that don't know, what time is it? 6:08.
This is the best video I've ever seen on your Instagram.
We need time to devote to this.
It is on my Instagram. It's Certified MJ Radio. If you haven't seen this, there was a sumo exposition. So it was sumo and sushi at Armature Works on Saturday. There were two shows, 2 p.m. and then 6 p.m., and it was all put on by Zuku Sushi. Zuku has a sushi spot in Armature Works, and they also have the Zuku Sushi up in Wesley Chapel. And remember, the Wesley Chapel location, that was the one where Leonard Fournette left the $1,000 tip, and we talked about it. We had the owner on, and I've since become friends with the owner.
That's cool.
Ferdy. And he invited me, and then at the end of the sumo, they flew in 3 sumo dudes from Japan. The weights, 570, which is the heaviest sumo guy on earth. Wow. He was there.
Is that this guy?
Yes, that's the guy I picked. All right, so I'm going for the
guy
gusto, man. I'm going for it.
That's the guy you picked.
That's the guy I picked. So 570, 540, and the thinnest dude was 330. That was Fester's weight.
Yeah, you guys could recreate that in here.
All right, so hang on. I'll get into this in much more depth later on. I got much more to tell. And the guy clowns me, lifts up my shirt to, like blind me and cover my face. All right. Go look at if you haven't seen the video yet, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. People are saying this is like the funniest thing they've ever seen.
This is the best video I've ever seen on your Instagram. It is great. Certified
MJ Radio. It's the last item posted. I'll get into this in much more depth later on. Just getting rolling. It is 6:10. Let's grab traffic. Back in minutes.
So far, so good.
forget the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. Coming up just after 8 o'clock this morning. A couple of chances to play today. It'll happen on our show, MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher, a little after 8, and then it'll happen after 3 p.m. in the afternoon with Gino. And, of course, we're trying to help you out with the high prices, the inflation that's whacked us over the last couple of years. The MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher is simple. You just listen. I'll tell you when to call in, what number caller to be. If you are, you get to play. We fire up the machine, and then you tell us when to smash the glass, and then you get whatever cash is behind the glass, and there's nothing less than $500, and it goes to $1,000. And this is instant gratification. You know immediately. This is a local-only contest. It's only here in Tampa Bay on Q105 for Q105 listeners. It's not one of the national contests that tons of the other radio companies do, including us. And people do win those contests as well, but it's spread across the country on various radio stations. All right, I've got like a total what? Huh? I got wait a second. Is this like a live version of Mad Libs or what? I got one of these nutso stories where you're like, hang on a minute. Did you just say? Yes, I did. All right, the headline is Gunman Kills Mourner at Friend's Grave After Victim Threatens to Puke in Cemetery.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, the guy who was going to puke got shot.
Man, what?
Said maybe he wasn't even going to. Maybe he was just puke threatening.
Let me tell the story here. Happened in Colorado. A guy fatally shot his friend. Shot him dead in a cemetery. After the victim, the guy that got shot, said he was going to vomit near their deceased friend's grave.
And he shot him over that.
Ryan Trujillo Falcon, 22, fatally shot 20-year-old Gino Eugene Chavez. It's too many. It's Gino Eugene.
You know what? That's a lot of genes.
Really like that.
Or maybe it's Giano. It's Geano. I don't really.
Let's go with Gino Eugene.
Whatever, Gino Eugene. And then pistol whipped a woman as well as they were at the Crown Hill Cemetery in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, to honor the birthday of their mutual friend who also died from gun violence. This is from Fox 31. This is the Denver Fox affiliate in Denver, KDVR, Fox 31. These people were all known to each other. They went there to visit the gravesite of someone they knew who just had a birthday, according to the Jefferson County Sheriff's spokesman. This is right in the Denver, Jeffco is what, if you're out in Colorado, Denver, you call Jefferson County, everyone calls it Jeffco for Jefferson County. Like Pinco here in Pinellas County. Everyone calls it Pinco.
Well,
I've never heard that in my life.
Pinco sounds like a disease.
It does.
That's pinworm.
Yeah.
My Pinco is itching bad.
Man, I got an awful. If you're wondering why I'm itching back there, man.
Got some Pinco in my pits.
Got some awful Pinco going on back there. This is a bizarre story. Chavez got into an argument with the woman who we don't know the name of her just before 11 p.m. on Saturday, August 17th, after the cemetery was already closed for the night. The fight apparently broke out after Chavez told the group that he was starting to feel sick.
Right.
Trujillo Falcon told Chavez to go to the street if he was going to throw up, but Chavez refused and said he was going to vomit on the grave next to him. Say what? Oh my God!
The Falcone guy does make a point. Make your way to the street or something.
As the fight heated up, Trujillo Falcon struck the woman on her head with the butt of a gun before using it to shoot Chavez, who died at a local hospital from his injuries. The woman involved, she was injured because she was slammed in the head with the butt of the gun. She was treated and released. This is the first in my career that we've been dispatched to a cemetery that was in reference to a shooting of a person who ended up dying. The cemetery is a place that comforts people. Oftentimes, it's a place to go visit someone that you've lost. This is according to a
some police spokesman.
Jefferson County police.
That sounds like police speak right there.
No, that's a Jefferson County police spokesperson.
Yeah, it sounds like
is
police
who it
speak.
is. Oh my! Now we have a GoFundMe account. We got the cemetery vomit shooting GoFundMe account has been set up.
What, to buy a grave in the same cemetery he was shot in to plant him?
Chavez's brother noted in a GoFundMe raiser that his life was taken by a person he called a friend. Gino was the definition of a true friend.
No, he was actually the exact opposite.
No. Gino.
Oh, Gino was the guy that got
Gino's
shot.
the victim, yeah.
I'm sorry, too many names here.
The shooter is Ryan Trujillo Falcon. That's
Trujillo Falcon.
And he shot Gino Gene, the dancing machine.
Gino the dancing machino, yes. I mean, he would give you the shirt off his back, no questions asked.
Yeah, because he puked on it and couldn't wear it anymore.
He had to clean up the vomit.
I had to take my shirt and wipe it up. I'm sorry, guys.
Is that not nuts? How does it go from you're visiting a friend's grave on his birthday, one friend says, I'm feeling sick, go to the street and throw up there, and he says, no, I'm going to throw up on the grave right next to our friend, and then it ends up with the guy getting shot and killed.
I mean, you think you'd cut out the middleman, just, having it all happen right there at the cemetery.
Trujillo Falcon was charged with first-degree murder. He's being held on a $1 million bond at the Jeffco County Jail. Very similar to the people that are being held without bail at the Pinellas County Jail, the Pinco County Jail.
There's actually, I don't think there's a case ever in the history of Pinco where somebody got shot in a cemetery over a puking dispute.
I mean, that sounds like a Mad Libs game. When I was a kid, we'd have the Mad Libs games. We fill in the freaking words.
Mourning and death bring out strong emotions in people.
And a man was shot in the blank because he was about to blank. It's cemetery vomit. What the hell?
I always thought Mad Libs were supposed to be fun. This is like the worst Mad Lib ever.
But sometimes they're not. As an adult, I played Mad Libs with my kids, and they're not as fun as you remember. These are kind of stupid.
What was the other game we used to play? When we used to drive on our long trips, like to see the grandparents in Florida, we drove from New York when we were younger. Then we moved to Virginia Beach. We drive from Virginia Beach to, like West Palm area or Hollywood area where my two sets of grandparents lived. And what was the other one we played?
The alphabet game? The license plate game?
No. Those are like games that don't cost you anything or require. What was the one where you had the invisible marker? And then you used to, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You had there was stuff hidden on the page, and you had to use the white invisible marker thing to make the stuff pop up or whatever. I remember that was another game. And then also the fat bald dude behind the plastic with the metal shavings.
Yes.
That was another big car game.
Yes, it was.
Where a little magnet and used to put like mustaches and beards on the and like a hairpiece on the fat guy.
Yeah, they still have those.
Yeah.
I think was that Fuzzy Wuzzy?
Woolly Andrew's Woolly Willy was the name. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think those are still sold like on Amazon.
Oh yeah. My kids have those.
Hold on, your kids have Woolly Willy?
I don't know that it's called Woolly Willy, but they have the same thing with it. Yes, they have. You know what? They have Woolly Willy. I'm looking at a picture of him right now. That's him.
So you can buy Woolly Willy, I think, on Amazon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, it's Early Morons in the News here on the MJ broadcast. And don't forget, we've got the huge, and this is a massive demand to play, the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher happens a little after 8 o'clock, and your chance to win up to $1,000. Could be $1,000, nothing less than $500. And that's happening just after 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. That music means only one thing. Time for early morons in the news. Well, it's among about 35 pieces in bumper rejoin rotation, but that's beside the point, Fester.
This is one of my favorites.
You like this one?
I do.
You like this bumper music rejoin rotation element? You like it?
Yeah.
This selection? All right. The morons have entered the building, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, a bunch of Florida ones. Right up front, a bunch of Florida morons in the news. There's a pervert sicko in the news. Video shows a child sex predator stalking a girl at a Florida Home Depot, a 10-year-old. Oh, my God. That'll make your skin crawl. Disturbing surveillance footage shows a convicted child sex offender appearing to stalk a young girl and her mother inside a Home Depot here in Florida. It's down in South Florida. Kevin Scott Hurley, 60, was at the Home Depot, one of them in the Miami-Dade area, and decided to hone in on a 10-year-old girl who was in the store walking around with mom. The idiot is out on probation. This sicko, this complete degenerate, was out on probation after serving prison time for a decade-old conviction for child molestation, and then repeatedly tried to make contact with the girl.
All right.
Home Depot surveillance footage captured this. Listen, the point is, this is a pervert moron sicko in the news. Man, even in a public place, you got to be careful. You don't know who the hell is watching you, stalking you. And this is like a public service announcement. Just even if you think you're safe in a Home Depot, you never know who's lurking.
That's so brazen. My kids are getting a little bit older where they are more cognizant of what's happening around them. And just the other day, my older daughter's like, Mom, why is that guy staring at me? And so, of course, I look at the guy like with daggers, but he could have just been.
Where was this? Where did that happen?
It was outside as we were leaving a restaurant. There were some tables outside, and she's like, "Look at that guy. He's staring. He's staring." And so, but
some guy, an adult male, was staring at your 7-year-old daughter.
But he could have just been looking our direction in general. But I was like, I glared at him. Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're demonizing this guy for potentially no apparent reason.
I haven't given out his social security information or his government name at this point.
It's how the kid perceived it at the time.
Yeah.
At least she's on alert to know that, hey, be aware of your surroundings.
Listen, a lot of times when you suspect something's awry, if you suspect that something's not right, a lot of times intuition is correct. So
yes.
I'm very sensitive about the Home Depot today.
Right.
I went to the Home Depot yesterday, had a very negative experience.
Why?
I went
to the Home Depot on Friday and I had a very positive experience. I had to get some heavy duty stainless steel scrubby wool type pads because I needed to just strip down my made in carbon steel pan. It was just too much filth and muck and buildup.
We were replacing a couple of toilets.
And I also got some 3-in-1 oil and some gauze and some ball bearings while I was there as well.
They had the gauze and the ball bearings.
Andrew was waiting for that. All right, go ahead.
No, we're replacing a couple of toilets in the house. So I went to Home Depot to
Hold on, you broke them all? Did he say? You're 340 pounds, busted them?
I need a higher capacity toilet.
Oh, no.
Dude, I saw the best advertising on the outside of a toilet box yesterday. You know what the advertising said?
What?
You can flush 9 billiard balls. That was the ad. I was like, oh my God, this is the toilet I have to get.
That was printed on the side of the box?
I'll find it.
Was it a Kohler? Was it a Toto? Was it an American Standard?
It should be called a colon, not a Kohler.
Billiard balls.
Was it Jimmy's Toilets? That's a big brand.
It was at Home Depot.
Yeah, Jimmy's Toilets getting some traction.
I should have taken pictures of it, but Glacier Bay.
Glacier Bay Toilet?
Glacier Bay Toilet.
Sounds like a
freeze your butt off toilet when you sit on it.
It sounds like a Gatorade flavor.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, new Glacier Bay.
Yes. That sounds good.
Refreshing.
There's a toilet manufacturer called Glacier Bay?
Yes, Glacier Bay Toilets.
Since when?
I mean, there's a bunch
I never heard of Glacier Bay.
Walk down the aisle in Home Depot. They have all the commodes out, and there was this one. I should have taken a picture of it, and I chuckled out loud. I'm like, their advertising is you can flush like 8 or 9 billiard, and it showed a commode full of balls, like pool balls. And I'm like, this is the one to get.
If the Glacier Bay had like blue dye, the stuff, the cleaning chemicals that you use in your toilet, it would look so refreshing because it's Glacier Bay. You could just drink right out of it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Here it is. Here's the box. No, here's the, that's what the ad is on the box. But this is like the standalone, like the display model.
Professor's showing me a computer screen right now.
Flushes 7 billiard balls. I stand corrected.
Okay, 7 billiard balls. All right. Who's putting in these toilets?
If I put them in.
Hold on. You're just shopping You're just tire kicking toilets? You didn't actually go to buy a toilet?
Well, that leads to my negative.
Hey, kids, let's go to Home Depot. Hey, let's look at toilets. Hey, let's have a fun afternoon just looking at all the toilets at Home Depot.
Okay, that leads into my negative experience at Home Depot.
All right, so what happened?
If I put the toilets in, I will only have Joe Gonzalez put them in.
Yeah, Gonzalez
Yeah,
Plumbing.
Right.
Yeah.
However, I'm sitting on the commodes that are like the demo commodes.
Hold on,
They allow you to do that?
You're testing the commodes?
Yeah, just for sittability.
To see how much spillover you have on each side?
I mean, if I need the elongated front, I'm not opposed to, handicap toilets in the higher stool.
All right, hold on.
toilets.
So what's the problem? What problem could you possibly have in the toilet section at home? Would they tell you to get off the toilet?
No, I'm on one of the commodes and I kind of bend down to touch the ground to see my flexibility, my range of motion, and a family walks down the aisle. And the kid's like, "Mommy!" And I was like, "Ah!" And they startled me, and I startled them, and I had to, get up. Of course, I was, fully dressed, but it was just a negative experience in the toilet aisle.
Do this toilet?
Hold on. Hang on a second. That's not Home Depot's fault.
No, I didn't say it was their fault. I said it was at Home Depot, not because of Home Depot.
Well, no, but I
could have been at Lowe's.
You made it seem like Home Depot did something
No,
to you.
Home Depot is wonderful.
When the Home Depot salespeople walk by and they see you sitting on that toilet, do they say, "Sir, you're going to have to poop or get off the pot"?
There was a Home Depot employee who confronted me. His name was
You got to pay up.
His name was Peter.
Or-
Peter's "Sir, you gotta get the hell out of here."
Let me get this straight.
Yes.
So you kind of complain when you have too many tire kickers look at RVs.
Yep.
Look, listen, I didn't take anybody's time. I didn't ask for a Home Depot salesman to walk me around for 3 hours to show me all the toilets. I was serving myself.
Hey, they do have amazing toilets now that heat your butt. Did you try any of those? They'll heat you, sit on it, and it warms your butt up. They have some that clean you when you're done.
Hey.
I mean,
the problem is the toilet tank doesn't. Here's why I want to replace my toilet. The tank doesn't refill quick enough for double flush instances.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez.
You can imagine I have a reasonable amount of DFs, double flushes,
listen,
and the tank takes forever to refill. I'm like, I need a toilet that refills at a higher capacity.
Dave, a friend of mine, Dave,
Yeah.
just sent me a text with an image. American Standard has a toilet with an ad that you can flush a whole bucket of golf balls.
Yeah.
You know the metal. You know the metal bucket, like at the old driving ranges. Do they still do that? Like if you go to Top, like a Top Golf, do they have the metal bucket?
Any range, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess there's an ad for American Standard toilets. Hey, wasn't there? I just thought of this. Fester, you've totally derailed morons on the news this morning.
Apologies to all.
But potty talk.
Wasn't there a story we did some time ago that somebody actually went to the bathroom in a demo toilet in an aisle at Home Depot?
I think we did that story.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, go to Google. Come on.
The most horrific story of a toilet at Home Depot was years ago when
the glue.
That's
right.
They pranked.
Yes, this is maybe 15 years ago, somebody thought it was hysterical to put super glue down on the toilet seats at a Home Depot, and some guy got stuck to the toilet. Didn't they have to remove the toilet seat?
There's footage of him leaving.
They brought the guy out on fire and rescue had to bring the guy out on a stretcher with the toilet seat still glued to his butt. I'm telling you, look at this. Customer glued to toilet seat sues Home Depot. That's from 2005. Home Depot was sued by a shopper who claims he got stuck to a restroom toilet because a prankster smeared it with glue. This is glue. Strong stuff. Blues Brothers. That was that the who was the victim of Elwood's glue? It was the boys. Yeah, it was Doc McElroy and the that's right. Charles Napier. Yeah, in the RV. Yeah, I remember that. That was a crazy story. Happened in Louisville, Kentucky, the day before Halloween in 2003. And the Home Depot employees hear a guy screaming for help, and he's glued to the toilet seat because someone apparently grabbed some super glue from one of the aisles and then totally loaded the toilet seat. Guy sits down and is glued to the toilet and then ends up suing Home Depot. I don't know why that's Home Depot's fault, when some sicko did it. But I thought we did a story where somebody actually did his business in a toilet in the aisle. One of the demo toilets, like what Fester was sitting on.
I'm sure. I did not do anything like that, but I did horrify a family, causing Peter, the Home Depot employee, to tell me to move along, sir.
So are you gonna buy the toilet? Are you gonna bleep or get off the pot? What are you gonna? Are you buying the toilets, or you just were tire kicking toilets?
I don't know if bleep or get off the pot's the appropriate.
It absolutely is.
I mean, maybe it is. I got to talk to Joe Gonzalez to find out what's the quickest refill of the tank.
Well,
tank refill capacity is my number one priority. I don't care how many balls it flushes.
Call our buddy Joe Gonzalez Plumbing. He's like on the state plumbing review board and everything. He's a master plumber.
Yeah.
He's got his favorite toilets. He's a toilet expert. He'll talk toilet with you all day long.
That's what I'm talking about.
In fact, I'm thinking about bringing him on every Tuesday for Tuesday Toilet Talk here on the MJ Morning Show.
That's great.
We'll start it tomorrow. All right, 6:52. Man, I still have more morons in the news I didn't even get to.
Sorry.
All right. Jeez. All right, the famous 7 o'clock hour starts in minutes with an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. That happens about 7:25 every single morning. But 7 o'clock starts in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, my good... Oh, how joyful. It is the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. I am MJ with Fester, Roxanne, Andrew in the producer booth. It is 7:02 now. Did it work, Fester? I sent Fester into the MJ Morning Show office, which I have never been in the 4 years. Well, actually, I've walked in maybe twice.
Yes.
But not very deep into the office. I don't spend much time. The MJ Morning Show office, by the way, these days only exists for Fester to take naps during commercial breaks.
That's really the only reason. I'm getting tired.
All right. You know what? Your yawning crap that you were doing for a while, that's kind of ceased. You were yawning nonstop. I mean, literally 15 times a show. I would look over to you. We'd be in the middle of a segment. We're, doing content, and I look over at Fester, and he's yawning, and it seems to have stopped.
I think I've been getting better sleep.
Interesting.
And snoring less.
I sent Fester into the office just a few moments ago during the commercial break because
Yes.
I got an email from a dude that said that trying to summons Alexa, the Amazon speaker thing, which I don't want any of that creepy stuff in my house. I don't have Alexa. I don't have the Google Home speak. I told the story. The kids bought me one in like 2016 for my birthday. They bought me a Google speaker, and it's like I didn't want it. I didn't want to hurt their feelings, but I don't want some active listening device in my home.
No, I love my Alexa. I like my Alexa more than I like my kids half the time. My Alexa's great.
So I get an email from Bill. Hey, Bill. Bill says Q105 Alexa. Hi, MJ. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Q105 skill. What does that mean?
That's what they call features on Alexa.
They do. Okay. See, I don't know. I know nothing about these dumb things. All right. So Bill says, "Hi, MJ. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Q105 skill in Alexa is no longer available. I think it happened either Thursday or Friday of last week. I thought that perhaps a new version was coming out, but as of today, Alexa still says the skill isn't available. Just letting you know, I don't know anyone else to reach out to. Kind regards, Bill." Bill, thank you for informing me. So I immediately sent Fester to the office because there's an Alexa speaker in our morning show office. And Fester, what exactly did you do, and did it work?
It worked perfectly, like it does every morning for me.
So why would the skill fall off of Bill's Alexa? Is Alexa just effing with him or what?
I don't know. Alexa might be tired of Bill's crap.
Right.
I don't know what tone he
Hi,
uses.
Bill. It's Alexa. I'm really tired of your crap.
So I wonder where he's located. I don't know if it has anything to do with geography. Like I say, here's exactly what I say. I say,
What did you say to Alexa?
I say, Alexa, play Q105.
But
That's it.
some people have said that when they do that, they'll get some Q105 like in Arizona
And
or
that's
something.
why I ask, where is he located geographically
Okay.
if he's in our listening area. And then the voice comes on and it says, now playing Q105. And then it picks up and plays.
All right, Bill, I'll follow up in an email when I have a second, but that's kind of weird.
Maybe his Alexa is just messing with him.
Yeah. Hey, Roxanne, you sent me this. You got a complaint?
What?
I did. That was last week. I already deleted it, so
Does
you
Roxanne-
have to read it to me.
Is Roxanne the new complaint department?
Not about us. About my. I don't know if it was about us or if it was about myself. I don't know.
Roxanne got a complaint about negativity.
What?
Well, we did the story last week that by 8:36 a.m., it's now 7:06. We're rolling up in a few seconds. It'll be 7:06 a.m. here on a Monday. And we did a story last week that there was some study or whatever that by 8:36 a.m. on average that most people know if their day is going to be bad. By 8:36, you know if you're going to have a bad day. And what did you say? Because you must have ticked this guy off. What's his? Paul.
Say his last name.
Yay.
You don't have to out Paul. He contacts us. What's his beef?
I don't see a last name on here. But Paul said something. Why would anyone go on the air and ask at the beginning of the day how their day has been ruined? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should ask every day what will make your day better.
I think
Paul, we're just doing an item. There was just some survey was out that by 8:36. I mean, don't shoot the messenger here, Paul.
Yeah, but you know what? I think I responded back to him something to the effect, we were doing a segment on when we find out if our day is good or bad, and I said,
what was that? What did we solicit phone calls on that?
Yeah, we did, and I was like, we like to keep things positive around here at Q105. So sorry if there's been some misunderstanding.
Yeah, Putsy Paul.
I was like, thanks for your feedback. But in reality, I was like, damn, talk about negative.
You were double barrel flipping the guy off
Yeah,
while you
I
were
was
sending
like-
your email back, weren't
I
you?
was like, whoa, Paul, who's calling? Who should be ashamed of themselves? You're telling me I need to be ashamed of myself for being negative? You're being pretty darn negative right now.
But it was something you said that elicited Paul to just to ream you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
I also got another email. This is turning into an MJ Morning Show mailbag segment. This is great. James sent me the name of the Bucks vendor.
Oh, good.
Remember what I said last week, what I wanted to do?
You wanted to be a beer guy at a Bucks game?
Yeah. So I want to work a couple of Bucks home games, and I just want to work the stands. On a Sunday, home game, upcoming Bucks season, I wonder if any of these vendors will hire me for a game or two, for me just to, do MJ vending, just run up and down selling, popcorn or hot dogs or what are all the items that they vend in the stands at a Bucks game? Do you know?
I mean, I don't. I mean, I've seen cotton candy guy. I've seen popcorn guy. I've seen beer guy.
What about the twirling flashlight guy? Oh, that's only
I
of the
think
circus.
they have
that's the circus.
I think they have Polar Cup guy.
Polar Cup?
I think so.
All right.
Do they have a wine guy?
I don't know if they have a wine guy.
Yeah, the beer guy, certainly. So, what was it? James sent me a note that Legends is the company that handles vendors and concessions at Raymond James Stadium. Call Raymond James Stadium, ask for the Legends office. So I need to reach out to Legends to say, hey, would you guys be interested in having me, MJ, from the MJ Morning Show, just kind of, I'd be like maybe I'll put on a fake mustache, and I'll do like Undercover Boss. Remember that TV show?
They don't want anything to do with that. You can't position it to where they can easily say no. Like, hey, would you like to have MJ from the MJ Morning? You have to just apply and get a job.
I don't want to do it every Sunday. I want to do it like once or maybe twice during the whole season.
Where's your commitment level? Come on.
You do it until you're done and you quit.
I want to just sell beer or hot dogs at Bucks games a couple of times this season and see if people say, hey, are you MJ from the MJ Morning Show?
All this company wants to do is just sell beer and popcorn. They don't want to be part of, hey, are you, I know you from somewhere. Wonka, wonka.
If anybody from Legends can make my dream come true.
They don't want
you. So I can
you
be
should apply. Apply, go through the process, interview.
Oh, and tell them that I only want to work one game this season?
Don't tell them that
maybe
at all.
two?
No. Apply like this is your new career. Don't mention anything about your radio experience. Just apply.
Just apply.
Get the job. They're going to pay you, I don't know what, $10 an hour, $12 an hour, plus tips. You're going to get tips, dude. And then you're going to start the game is in 2 weeks. The Washington
home opener.
Yeah.
Is it the Redskins?
Yeah, the Redskins are coming to town.
Yep.
So Washington's coming. It's gonna be
I'm not saying Commanders. It's the Reds. It's the Redskins. Yeah.
But listen, you got to apply. They're probably looking for people. There's probably open opportunities for you.
I just thought of a good concept. Earlier, MJ, you said, they can see MJ vending. And at first I thought you said venting. And that would be pretty cool if you had your vendors who also vented.
This
and
is
so
the
like
worst
the team's
idea ever.
the team's losing. And MJ, you're handing out your pretzels.
Oh my God! I'm gonna vent. I'm selling beer. I'm gonna vent. Can you believe that they want to put golf courses on some public parks in the state of Florida? What are they thinking? Come on! All right. We're gonna vent. All right. Hey, I have not seen any sex trafficking arrests in regard to Comic-Con over the weekend.
Well, that's good.
I mean,
just a lot of fun. And
Andrew, can you do a search? And the reason why I was bringing this up again is because with Comic-Con or whatever they call it, and I knew numerous people. I had a friend of mine butt dialed. Listen to this. A friend of mine butt dials me on Saturday. And I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't pick up. And a couple of hours later, I called back and I said, hey, Robbie, you called me. He said, oh, no, I must have butt dialed you. I'm at Comic-Con with my son. So, I mean, I knew numerous people that went to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we had a number of celebrities in town for the comic convention down at the convention center in downtown Tampa. But last week, we brought up the fact that at San Diego's Comic-Con, recently, 14 people were arrested in anti-human trafficking stings. And, of course, it was like prostitution. It was like for sex work. And, this opened up a whole conversation that I guess those that go to the Comic-Cons and come in from out of town, are they utilizing the local wares, the call girls, the hookers, the prostitutes? Because it was a whole big operation targeting San Diego, but I didn't hear about any such operation. Yeah, Andrew, our producer, said he was just doing a quick search. He can't find anything about any Any sex bust deals at Comic-Con? Something? Maybe it went off without a hitch.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe they were all in such costume they didn't know which one to arrest.
Hey, Roxanne, how's your heart been? Because remember you had a monitor some time ago?
Oh, some time ago. It was like the first month of us working together.
Oh, it's that long ago?
It's almost 4 years ago.
Oh my God! I thought it was like last Thursday.
No, it was October of 2020. And
so this was before that I could cause any stress in your life.
No, it was kind of like it was
a stressful
big change.
time.
It was a big change. The day that they told me that we were doing this, I got an ocular migraine. I'd never had one of those in my life.
That's an eyeball headache?
Yeah, it's where you all of a sudden see kaleidoscope out of your, one of your eyes. So it was just a big change. It was a big period of my life that went into a new direction, and I was having heart palpitations. Now,
but this was before you started working with us, right?
No, it was a couple weeks into it. It was a couple weeks into it.
Really?
And
so we caused heart palpitations?
Oh, yeah.
So
absolutely.
Mason, when you were working with Mason was not giving you heart palpitations?
Absolutely not.
Is that,
no.
Are you serious?
Well, you also have to remember that was 20.
No heart palpitations with Mason.
Mason Dixon, Q105.
But heart palpitations with MJ, Fester, and Froggy.
Yes. Okay, but
Let me
I
get
do
this
have
straight.
to.
Mason, no Mason.
Mason Dixon, Q105.
No heart palpitations,
Nope.
but MJ Morning Show, heart palpitations.
Yes. And I forget the specific word, specific diagnosis, but I definitely had something. It's not a murmur, but it's something in that family. And most people don't feel them.
A mermaid? Did you have a heart mermaid?
No. But he's like, you're definitely having something, you're feeling it. But I have to tell you, that was also COVID year. I had a new baby, so I'm not going to put all the blame on you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I'm bringing this back up, there's always a rhyme and reason with me.
Yeah.
Because I saw a story that work-related stress may cause irregular heartbeat. New study.
That was it?
Brand new study out that work-related stress may increase the risk of atrial fibrillation, also known as AFib. Or if somebody lies, that's called AFib as well. Yeah, the big old
little fib.
big old liar. But your heart's been okay.
It's been fine since then, and I don't feel that thing I was feeling
Did you have
back then.
Did you have a transplant?
I did have a transplant.
Okay, very
yes,
good.
so
Excellent.
that's helped quite a bit.
Excellent.
That's why I was gone for 10 days.
10 days on the transplant. Wow.
7:15 at the MJ Morning Show. Fester says the greatest video he's ever seen on my Instagram was MJ versus Sumo guy, 570 pounds of me trying to push a sumo wrestler from Japan on Saturday. Fester, you're saying this is the greatest thing you've ever seen?
Okay, hold on. I'm saying it's the greatest thing I've ever seen on your Instagram.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, it's much better than like the videos of you walking and belly aching.
If you don't know what happened, folks, you got to hear this next.
This is great.
Also, I got a couch dumping update. Man, I got so much crap to get.
Couch.
I do. I've got this bizarre mystery. And then there's a dude that got shot by police and he starts belting out 80s hits while he's on the ground bleeding. Have you heard of this story? This is insane.
What did he sing?
Well, you'll find out in a second. All right, that's just scratching the surface. Oh, also a Westshore Plaza mall rumor that I picked up on in the last couple of days. Yeah. I got a new Westshore Plaza rumor.
Well, the person at Hot Topic is dropping secrets to you?
No,
I got a hot topic for you.
No, it's Claire's. All right, hold on. We're loaded next, and we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ in minutes. Do not move at all. And also, 8 o'clock. We're like 44 minutes away from 8 o'clock. And we'll do the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smash. Your chance to win up to $1,000 in cash by listening and calling in. We'll tell you when to call in just after 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show. So stand by. You know what? Let me step it up just a little bit. The inflation smasher happens a little after 8 o'clock. So, what are you chuckling at?
Every time I think of the crush,
Yeah.
I think about the time they hired me to come out there for my first weekend out there, and I walked into the wrong office. And it was the guy counting all the cash.
Oh man, just piles of money.
Piles of
I used to go into that room at the end of the night to get my $200.
Picture. It was like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, what was
piles
his-
of
what was
cash.
his name?
I don't remember.
What was his name? Sitting behind the desk in the back office at the Crush,
He had
downtown Tampa. Just piles of cash.
stacks and
Used
stacks of hundreds.
Used to whip off, like 10 20s for me for my $200 appearance fee on a Saturday night.
all kinds
Yeah.
of money.
And I was looking forward to that $200 in cash. That was early in my career. I wasn't making too much money. Yeah.
Man.
All right, 7:28 at the MJ Morning Show. A couple of follow-ups here on the MJ Morning Show. If you follow my Instagram feed, and I highly encourage you to follow me, 2 things, maybe 3 things, maybe 4 things. The couch dumping. Somebody dumped a gray couch in my neighborhood. I mean, on a little stretch that kind of leads up to the houses, but there's some mangroves, there's some water, there's like an emergency boat ramp, and somebody just dumped a couch. And I took video of this last week, and I have been chronicling couch dumping in the Tampa Bay area for years. And in fact, if you watch the video, I even make a comment that if you drive around the Tampa Bay, you take 2-3 hours. You drive around with a truck, you can furnish a 2, 3, 4 bedroom home with the crap you can find.
I wonder if the Tampa Bay Museum is looking for a couch dumping historian. That could be you.
That's me. But couch dumping, mattresses, end tables, TVs. I mean, you drive the various counties in the Tampa Bay area for, I would say, go out on a Saturday morning, a Sunday morning, and go near shopping centers, behind shopping. You'll be able to furnish an apartment or a house. I'm telling you right now. So here's the mystery. On my Instagram, and you'll see I'm in the car, I roll video, I pull up to, here's the audio if you want to hear this thing, unmute it. So, the MJ Morning Show, and what do I see? Somebody who just didn't want this couch anymore, so just dump it in a neighborhood. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And there were 1, 2, 3, there were 4 cushions. Now, here's the mystery. This is insane. Over the weekend, I'm doing my long walks. I do 5 miles each, Saturday and Sunday. And I walk by the couch, and what do I notice? Couch is still there, cushions gone. Somebody took the cushions and left the couch. Go look at the video. It's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Take a look at who takes the cushions? Did someone say, oh, my God, I've got the exact same couch? Oh, you know what? I'm going to go get an extra set of cushions.
I know where I can find some, Mom.
The couch is still there. The cushions, which were strewn, are gone. Who the hell took the cushions? I don't know. It's a mystery. All right. Number 2 on my Instagram. I went to visit Tony.
Yeah.
This actually worked out very, very nicely.
I want you to, honestly, all kidding aside, I think this is pretty cool of you.
Yeah. So Tony was our winner on Friday for the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. If you were listening a little after 8 o'clock, we played the game. Tony phoned in, and Tony is a hot dog vendor. Tony sets up around the Tampa Bay area. He's got a nice Florida Gators tent. And last Friday, Tony won, what was it? What did he win? $700? I think he won $700. So the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher on Friday morning. Tony is the right caller. I think it was caller 105. And Tony wins. Tony plays the game. Tony won like $700 in cash. And then Tony was on his way to set up from like 10 to 2 at the Stadium Toyota location on Dale Mabry, right up from Raymond James Stadium.
And he called us from the car, from the parking lot of the Toyota dealership, getting ready to set up.
Yeah, he was setting up to sell hot dogs. He sells Nathan hot dogs. So after the show, I went up there. I knew he was going to be set up at Stadium Toyota.
10 to 2.
And I go up there, and I get out of the car. And again, this is on video. This is spontaneous. I just walked up to him, my video rolling, and I posted this on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And do you know how many people said, MJ, that was so cool?
It was.
Yeah,
It
that's
was,
nice.
Genuinely,
But
it was a cool thing to do.
I didn't expect the response of people saying, oh, man, that was so cool of you. I didn't expect so many people to listen, I don't want to sound like I'm stroking my.
You do.
Go ahead.
But I didn't expect people to say, "Oh, that was so cool of you to actually give him the money and then show up at his hot dog stand later that day." And roll the audio, refresh. Let me play the audio here. Refresh it and play it, Fester, and go. It's MJ, and I'm here at Stadium Toyota on Dale Mabry. If you were listening to the show this morning, we were playing the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. Tony was caller 105. He got to play, won $700. We found out that Tony runs a hot dog stand and he moves all around. And today that he was going to be at Stadium Toyota. So I'm going to sneak up on him. Here he is in the parking lot. He's just selling hot dogs with his tent and everything. So I'm going to surprise him right now. I'm going to buy a hot dog and say, "Hey, are you Tony?"
Yes, I am.
Tony! MJ from the MJ Morning Show.
Doing MJ?
Dude, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, man.
I wanted to come by and buy a hot dog.
Oh, I'm here.
All right. Hey, what does it feel like to win $700?
Oh, man, it was amazing. That money's going to go to Carnival Cruise Lines.
Oh, so you're going to go on a cruise?
Oh, yeah.
What cruise are you going to take?
I'm going to probably Cozumel.
So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, everything is perfect about that video. I love it, except for one thing, MJ. You know what it is?
What?
The caption says "Winner, winner, hot dog dinner." No,
Yeah.
it needs to say "Wiener, wiener, hot dog dinner."
Oh, that's,
Oh.
How'd you miss that?
That's true. I missed it. You're right.
No, but listen.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Tony. Super cool that you went to go visit him, MJ. Seriously.
Video is up on my Instagram. Give me a follow. If you don't, go to Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. But the biggest video of all, and I mean the boom baba.
The biggest.
Fester is enthralled by this video. I went to the Sumo sushi deal at Armature Works on Saturday. They had two showings, 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. So here's the deal. Ferdy, who owns Zuku Sushi. He's got Zuku inside Armature Works, and he has the Zuku Sushi up in Wesley Chapel.
Okay.
And he said, "Hey, you ought to come by our sumo and sushi event." They flew in 3 sumo guys. There's some American dude that does these sumo exhibitions around the country. This guy has been doing these for like 30 years in the U.S., where they bring actual Japanese sumo wrestlers. They brought 3 over, and one of the guys is the world's heaviest sumo wrestler, 570 pounds. So they do the exhibition. I went to the 2 o'clock show. They also had a 6 o'clock show on Saturday. And at the end, they invite audience members to go up and try to push the sumo guy out of the ring. They had 3 guys, a 570 guy, a 530 or 540 guy, and they had a guy that weighed 330 pounds. He was tiny. Fester, you're 330, right?
333.
I'm sorry. So you're even heavier than the sumo guy.
Lucky threes all the way across the board.
Ferdy, who owns Zuko and his, I think it's Majestic Restaurant Group, he kind of
got you up there?
Yeah, he kind of knew he wanted to try to get me up there. So he says, "MJ, you want to go up there?" I'm like, "Sure." And then I was with Chloe and my a good friend of mine, Mark, and they're both rolling videos. So I put the video up. I'm in the circle, the sumo circle. And well, Fester, go ahead and why is this the greatest video you've ever seen on my Instagram?
There's so much going on. First of all, it's fantastic.
Push. MJ.
Man,
MJ.
I'm trying.
you're working hard,
Let's
and
go,
this guy.
MJ.
I'm working it, man. I'm trying to push him.
And then he eventually pulls your shirt over your head.
So the sumo guy is 500. I chose the heaviest dude. I'm like, come on, I'm going for the gusto here. So they called like 5 people up. There were a couple of kids. There were a couple. There was a adult woman called up, and we got to pick which sumo guy we wanted to try to push out of the circle. So listen, of course I'm going for the
You have
I'm
to.
swinging for the fences.
No question.
I go for Mr. 570, the heaviest dude. This Japanese dude is 6'4" and 570. He is a freaking veritable mountain. And I'm trying to push this guy. And, I mean, I'm really giving it my all. Then, toward the end of the match, he grabs my shirt and pulls it over my head so I can't see. The guy's clowning me like it's like a hockey fight or something. The guy clowns me, pulls my shirt over my head. The crowd is going wild. Anyway, if you want to see this video of MJ versus Sumo, it's also on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And give me a follow while you're there.
You left your shirt over your head for an inordinate amount of time. Were you trying to show off your torso?
I with my shirt over my head, I put my arms in the air, and listen, I thought I did a phenomenal job.
Look, MJ, this guy could have killed you in one swipe.
Oh, this guy is, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, the size of this guy, I mean, the guy dwarfs me. I mean, obviously he's a lot taller than me, but the guy's like 4 of me.
You know, I have to say,
more than 4 of my weight is what you got to see this video, folks. Certified MJ Radio on my Instagram.
perfectly acceptable to see this guy in the sumo outfit. I'm so glad you're not wearing one as well.
I saw an item over the weekend. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I thought of when I was a kid. There was a big alarm. This is in Georgia. It's an elementary school in Georgia. And last week, a kid, an 8-year-old student, brought a loaded gun magazine. So a magazine for a semi-automatic handgun, brought a loaded magazine with bullets to the school. Oh, my God. Lockdown, police, the sheriff's, everyone's racing to the scene, lock down the school. I mean, we're talking about like a DEFCON incident here, right?
Yeah, that's how you would expect them to react.
So this is Coffee County Schools in Georgia, Douglas, Georgia. 8-year-old kid brought the loaded gun magazine. I guess he got spooked, threw it in a trash can in the boys' restroom. No gun was found. So he didn't bring a gun. He just brought a magazine. And I just had flashbacks again. I think I've told both these stories on the air, that when I was a kid, I was at George W. Miller Elementary School in Nanuet, New York, on 50 Blauvelt Road. George W. Miller Elementary School. That's where I went to elementary school until 5th grade, and then we moved to Virginia Beach. I brought bullets to school one day because Monday, we had like a show and tell.
Yeah.
We had show and tell on Monday morning. And on Sunday, the previous day, my dad took me to some indoor shooting range in Spring Valley, New York. And this is the first time ever. First time I had ever shot a gun. My dad took me, I think I was 8 years old. So what was I? I think I was in, was that 2nd or 3rd grade? I was 8 years old, maybe 2nd or 3rd grade. And I'm 8. My dad took me to the range to shoot a .22 long rifle at the range. And I had a handful of bullets that I brought to school the next day for show and tell. And
there was no big deal.
No big deal. I told my story. I was like, yeah, my dad took me shooting. And it was just, hey, great story, Todd. And I told him, can you imagine these days, it would be lockdown, helicopters, sheriff's office, police department, Homeland Security, SWAT teams, whoop, whoop, whoop. I would have been arrested.
No question.
I mean, just unbelievable what a difference, I don't know, 45 years makes, or whatever it is,
you would never have set foot back in that school again.
No.
Oh, unbelievable.
Right.
And I brought the handful of bullets. This is like probably 1974. I believe I was probably 8 years old. Yeah. So 74 would put me at 8 years old. And I brought a handful of .22 long bullets to show and tell. All right. And then the other one, again, this would have shut the whole freaking school down for weeks, maybe. I brought in a whole vial of mercury, liquid mercury, because my grandfather, Papa Fred, my mom's dad, he worked for like Time Life, and he was a photo engraver in New York.
All right.
In the 1940s and 50s and 60s. and then he retired in the late 60s. And he had all these cool tools, and he gave me a whole bunch of stuff. He had like a little smelter, all kinds of just really interesting tools. And he had a vial of mercury, the silver mercury. And man, it was the coolest thing in the world. And I brought the mercury to school also. I don't know if it was show and tell, but I had the mercury poured out on the desk. All the kids were touching and playing with the mercury. I'm like, can you imagine if a kid does that today, brings in a giant glob of mercury and little mercury balls are all over the desk? Can you imagine what that would be? So 2 incidents of me as a kid where, oh my God, all hell would have broken loose.
We did a craft one time where we mixed turpentine with some kind of oil, and it turned into like a lava lamp looking thing. And then my dad found my, I don't know, 3-year-old sister playing with it. And so he like called the school and made everybody take their turpentine toys.
Turpentine toys?
Turpentine alert.
Right.
So they used to let us get away with a lot more than, your mercury and your bullets.
Just a much simpler time. You know,
Yeah.
how did the kids of the 70s and 80s, how the hell did we survive to grow up to be adults?
So we get text alerts on our phones, MJ. Roxanne and I still have.
Oh, if a kid sneezes, you get
Yeah.
a text alert.
We've
locked down the school because Sally has sneezed. She might have. Yes, go ahead.
So the school sends me a text. We're currently having a lockdown drill,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
Or we're currently having an active situation drill. And last week's text message, which now have become like bi-weekly occurrences, but for the first time it said, we are testing our drone program. To have drones fly over the school in case there was an active situation for the law enforcement to get a different perspective of the landscape.
Right.
And they had to tell all the kids in advance, hey, you're going to see drones flying over the school. There's nothing going on here. Last week was Meet the Teacher night. So I got to travel to each of my middle schoolers' classes, all 6 of her classes or 7 of her classes. Each room had a corner with a sign that said hard corner. And that's the corner that somebody who's walking the hallway can't see the students in.
Oh, wow.
If there was a situation.
So
Every room, and this is the way her school is built. I don't know that every school is
So
like
in
this.
the event of an emergency, the kids are all supposed to go to the hard corner?
Go to the hard
so
corner.
you can't see it from the hallway?
Yeah.
Wow.
Eventually, the last class of the day, one of the parents finally said, what's the hard corner? And the instructor had to say, that's where all the kids go if there's something going down. And
I think they could come up with a better name for it.
that's the corner. I mean, what, the don't get shot corner?
It is 7:45 at the MJ Morning Show, almost 8 o'clock, so 15 minutes away from the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher, or sometime after 8 o'clock. Reasonably around 8 o'clock, we'll play the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. We'll tell you what caller to be. You call in. If you're that caller, you get to play the game, and you could win up to $1,000, nothing less than $500 with the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher, which is on the way in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Got a question about lying. Is this lie okay? I guess this woman, this is like a social media post. This is a Reddit thing, and there's a video that goes with this. A woman claims that her friend is always late for everything, late for dinner. So what this person started doing, and really you would think this would only work one time. Is it okay to lie to your friends about this particular situation? These friends were all meeting for dinner, a bunch of couples going out to dinner. Dinner was set for 8:30, an 8:30 reservation. The coordinator of the dinner told the friend that's always late, dinner was at 8. 8:30 reservation, that's the real time, but told the late friend that it was 8 o'clock. Guess what time the late friend arrives?
Like 9:15?
No. 8:22.
Okay, all
so
right.
the late friend arrives at 8:20. So even when it was an 8 o'clock reservation, the late friend arrives what was 22 minutes late. However, The real reservation was 8:30, so the friend arrived 8 minutes early.
Right.
The late friend was the first one there. So the question is that lie okay to tell to a friend that's always late?
I have the perfect answer for this.
Go ahead.
We have to delineate between what kind of late person she is. There are two types of late people. One type of late person doesn't care if they're late. They show up 30 minutes late and they're like, yep, I'm here now. You see the whites of my eyes? The party can begin. The other late person stresses the entire time that they're running late. So if she's the second kind and she's stressing the whole time, she spent 22 minutes stressing. And so kind of not nice.
One is running late. It's just, but they feel bad about it.
Yes.
And the other one's more of like a sociopath.
Precisely.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Either way, it doesn't matter what
Yeah.
kind of late person you are. If I'm the other person with my hand in my pants waiting for you to show up, I'm going to lie to you about the start time.
The late person showed up 8:22 for what they thought was an 8 o'clock reservation. So they would have been 22 minutes late, but no, they were 8 minutes early because it was really an 8:30. But that trick only works once.
That's what I
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that repeatedly.
Instant credibility loss with the late person moving
absolutely.
forward.
Absolutely.
So everybody's happy because she got there before the reservation started. And even if she was stressed out, well, now she can relax because she's not late.
Did you see the item in the local news about the woman that allegedly pulled out a gun at a dog adoption event over the weekend? This is nuts.
Was it a dog adoption event or was it at somebody's house? I don't know. I saw the headline and I kind of read it.
So you know what? It might have been a dog at somebody's house.
Like they went to the person's house.
Multiple people showed up. Here's what I know: 2 women get into an altercation. This happened in Tampa on Saturday. It was an attempted dog adoption. TPD responded. Officers went to the 1900 block of Meadowbrook Avenue in Tampa. Where is that? Can you look? Go to Google Maps. Well, I can do it on my phone.
I'll get it. You keep talking. I'll get it.
Go to I want to see where this is. Go to the 1900 Meadowbrook Avenue, Tampa. I want to know where that is.
1900.
So this was Saturday around 12 noon. And there was an altercation because I guess 2 women wanted to adopt this dog at this house. Whatever the event was, it was some kind of an adoption deal. 2 women show up. They both want to adopt the dog. And one woman allegedly pulls out a gun. The hell?
What?
TPD took reports from the people at the scene. There was a fight, but there were conflicting stories, so no arrests were made. TPD says that a gun was seized because of the incident, but TPD is still investigating, and the Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office will get the case as well to figure out if any charges are actually warranted here. So I guess this is I called it an adoption event, but it's at somebody's house.
It sounds like they advertise a dog on
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace. They might be like a home breeder or something.
Or someone had a dog. They wanted to get rid of the dog.
Yeah.
And they advertised. And then 2 women show up. They both want the dog. And they get into a fight. And one woman pulls out, no, it's my dog. And she's pulling out a gun.
So it's in
my dog. Yeah, where is it?
Forest Hills, kind of north of Linebaugh, kind of by Linebaugh and Armenia area from
All right, so
Forest Hills.
east of Carrollwood.
Yeah.
All right, so like north of Bush Boulevard?
Yep, north of Bush in Forest Hills.
I got you.
So,
All right.
but MJ,
not, like near Lake Magdalene. A little south of Lake Magdalene.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, all right.
We all know where Forest Hills is.
Yes.
Or we don't. We do now. But so this is...
Listen, you got to remember, I'm a South tampon.
Yes.
And I don't get much north of 275.
You're stuck up there past
But
Kennedy.
one of the few times that I go north of 275 is to go to China Yuan.
That's it.
Yeah, to go see Peter. Peter, he made some dumplings for me yesterday that I picked up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, there's a pork and vegetable with peanuts, and I don't know the name. Is one of my favorite dumplings, and he sent me a note. He said, "Hey MJ, I made some of the special dumplings for you." So I went up there. That's my favorite Chinese place in town.
This has been a very Asian-centric weekend for you. First, you get your ass kicked by the sumo guy.
That's true.
And then you eating dumplings handmade by Peter.
Exactly.
It's very thematic.
I had Japanese on Saturday, and then I had Chinese on Sunday. You're right. It was a very
Asian cultural immersion.
food festivity Asian weekend for me.
So when I first read this
Yeah.
dog adoption story,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a sanctioned SPCA adopt-a-thon or something. And then I read a little bit more, and it looks like it's just at somebody's front yard. Two people showed up at the same time.
Well, it was some type of the woman, I guess, is like advertising for adopt my dog, and then two women show up and get into a fight. I don't even know what kind of dog it was. It doesn't say in the police report what the breed of the dog was they were fighting over. Whether it was a Shih Tzu or something, or a cockamamie or whatever the hell all these designers. I don't know.
Or if you breed them together, it's the cockamamie Shih Tzu.
Exactly.
I want the Shih Tzu. No, I want the Shih Tzu.
Folks, you're about to hear something bizarre. The details of the story are gruesome, so I probably won't go into the full detail.
Gruesome as in salacious or as in like bloody?
All right, this guy murders his parents.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I didn't know
okay.
gruesome had two
All right.
definitions.
Well, there's a salacious story on the docket today, I'm hoping, but this
that's
isn't
the
it.
salacious one. That's
This
the gruesome
is-
one.
This is gruesome.
This is in Southern California, but you got to hear this. This is crazy. Southern California, this guy offs his parents. The cops arrive. There's a standoff with this guy. He comes charging at the cops, and one of the cops opens fire on this guy. This is Southern California. It's in Orange County, but you got to hear what happens next. The guy is dropped. The guy is warned. I'm not going to play the gunshots of the body cam of the guy getting shot. Do you remember I played the gunshots of the Lady Gaga?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and remember Ted Canarazzi? Remember Ted, our former program director? My God, he went nuts.
No, he didn't like that.
And then I would like kind of tweak him a little bit, and I'd play it again like a couple of days later. Oh, he hated our former program manager when we first came back was Ted. Ted's a good guy. I've got no issues with Ted. But man, he hated the Lady Gaga audio with Lady Gaga's dog walker, who was walking Lady Gaga's three, what were they, French bulldogs, when those dog jackers drove by, and he didn't want to give up Lady Gaga's dogs. And the dog walker got shot. Now, he survived. He was hospitalized for like weeks, but he survived, and I think he's doing okay. But, man, Ted freaked out when we played like the audio of it was like a security camera that captured the whole incident. It was nuts. So I'm not going to play the gunshots. It might be a little too gratuitous. But this is Orange County, Southern California. You're not going to believe what happened here. Joseph Girdville was arrested on 2 counts of homicide over the weekend. Allegedly, he strangled his parents, and I mean, even worse than that. I don't want to go into full detail, but he's on a street outside of the San Juan Mobile Estates, and he's coming toward the cop, keeps coming toward the cop, and the cop is saying, "Stop, on the ground, on the ground, on the ground, stop."
Okay.
And then the cop opens fire, drops the guy.
And?
I mean, it looks like a legitimate.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
So the dude is shot. It's
So far, he sounds like Officer of the Year.
right. Listen, the cop did the right thing.
Okay, yeah.
It was,
Okay.
from what I saw, totally justified. The guy just murdered his 2 parents. All right. So the guy is coming toward the cop. The cop drops him. And then the perp starts singing 80s hits. He's on the ground bleeding, and he starts singing 80s songs. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Which ones?
all right, hold on. First, it's a little. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Tell me who this is.
Okay.
And he was shot in lower extremities. So,
Like in his legs or like in his wiener?
yeah. No, I think it was an abdomen shot, and then I think he was shot in his leg. But the cop might want to go back to some training and get those a little higher, because you don't shoot to wound. And especially if you think that your life is in danger, you don't know what this guy has. He's just, killed his two parents. All right, so here's the first song. The guy gets shot. He's on the ground, and...
We got one. We got another one by the groin.
I know what it is.
That's great. Oh, I heard it.
What is it?
Yeah. You can't. It's easy.
What? It's Tina Turner.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
The guy is shot on the ground. He's bleeding and singing.
He could have.
We got another one by the groin.
I mean, the guy is singing Tina Turner's he's shot and he's belting out hits of the 80s.
We got one. We got another one by the groin.
But wait, there's more.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Is it Journey? Don't Stop Believing, but he changed it to Don't Stop Bleeding.
No, it's terrible.
No, it is terrible. This is a horrific situation.
You're
it's actually
making jokes.
it's-
You're
I-
making jokes.
no,
You're saying
it's-
this is
you're
terrible.
making
creeping me out so bad,
Is
and I'm
it-
trying to it's
Is it
really
shot through the
creepy.
heart? But you're too late to give love a bad name.
Here's the
Making
second.
jokes, Roxanne. It's not funny.
Here's the
It's horrific.
Here's the second song he sings while he's on the ground bleeding.
I just called to say I love you.
Oh my god, it's so creepy.
Is that Lionel Richie? I just called to say I love.
No!
I just called to say I love you.
Andrew, our producer,
No, he didn't.
he did.
Oh,
Yes, he
Andrew!
Yes, he did. Are you ready?
Here it is.
Here we go. It's a duet. It's the Perp and Stevie Wonder, ladies and gentlemen.
Andrew, that is perfect. Timed out
All
perfectly.
right, one more time. I mean, is that
Okay,
bizarre?
so drugs involved in that one?
We don't know. We just don't know.
And the guy has a decent voice. He could have made it as like a lounge act. Instead, he's killed his parents.
I want to know if he's
Awful.
taking requests.
Right?
Yeah. Can you do how about Karma Chameleon by Culture Club? Can you do that one for me?
Karma,
Or-
chameleon.
Oh, ain't nothing gonna break my stride.
Yeah.
Yes,
we're walking on
Yeah.
sunshine or
walking on
something.
sunshine.
Yes.
We're walking on sunshine.
Yes.
Whoa, we're
Perfect.
walking on sunshine.
Oh, man.
Is that not insane? Oh, did you watch the Little League World Series finale yesterday?
Oh, yeah. I love the Little League World Series. I watch it every
don't
year.
Be a wise
No,
ass. Come
I
on.
didn't watch the Little League
Dude,
World Series.
it was incredible.
I saw who won.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, a Florida team from Lake Mary, which is, near Longwood, little north of like Winter Park and Altamont Springs, north of Orlando. So Lake Mary, the Little League team from Lake Mary just won the Little League World Series championship up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, in like this dramatic stunner of a finale where the Taiwanese team from Taipei, they made a critical error. It was unbelievable, and it was a 2-1, bottom of the 8th inning. This is the first time that a Florida team has won. They've been like in the finals, or they've been close, I think like 9 times, and Florida has never won. And I'd say you should have seen these little Taiwanese kids, man. They were bawling their eyes out. They were crying, man, because they get executed when they go back for losing.
Not in Taiwan.
I'm kidding. It's not mainland China. It's Taiwan.
After the invasion, they'll be executed.
Which Chloe and we passed right through Taiwan. We were in Taipei just back in February.
That's right.
Going to Indonesia and coming back from Raja Ampat.
And you didn't catch a Little League game while you were there?
I did not.
No, you don't say.
No, I caught the EVA business class lounge for a couple of hours. Is what I caught. No, but this was insane.
Is this how it ended with the bunt?
Well, here's the deal. So the Americans, so the Florida team, this kid places an absolutely perfect bunt. The pitcher so the first baseman is playing in close because they're expecting the bunt. So the pitcher and the first baseman go both to play the bunt.
Who's catching the ball?
The second baseman in baseball, is supposed to go cover first. The second baseman did not. The pitcher then fields the ball, throws it to first base, and no one's home. And it allowed the is this the final call?
Possible getaway car. They're asking.
Go ahead and shut.
Let me close the rest of my windows here.
Close all your windows down. All right, you got it? All right,
there we go.
Go ahead and play.
Make this big.
Listen to this. Here we go.
Second base Norton. He gets it down. Oh, it's perfect. Right Mary's gonna win.
There's nobody to catch it.
Yeah, nobody was there for space.
Yep. Oh. They're going crazy. They're going crazy. There's mayhem in Pennsylvania. They win. Lake Mary, Florida wins. Winners. It was the pitcher and first baseman go in to play the bunt. First base is left completely uncovered. The second baseman's got to go in to catch so the pitcher throws it to first base and nobody's home. The ball that goes into right field.
The second baseman goes to cover his base. He's all the way over here.
He's supposed to be over. He goes to first base to cover. I mean, that's just standard operating procedure. I played Little League.
Congratulations to the Little League team from Lake Mary.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. 8:03 at the MJ Morning Show. We are moments away. It could happen at any time. Moments away from the MJ Morning Show inflation smasher. So in minutes, we'll tell you when to call in to play the game. All right, Andrew, please get it all set up for me. All right. So in minutes, I'll tell you what number caller to be. I'll give you the phone number if you don't know it by heart, and you'll get a shot to play the inflation smasher because we're bashing the hell out of high prices and inflation here on the MJ Morning Show, helping you out. You've got a chance to win up to $1,000 and nothing less than $500. Want cash? Well, listen, we'll tell you exactly when to call in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Yes or no? A woman is getting kind of hammered online after posting on social media that this is the least attractive hobby that a man can have. The least all the lines are ringing. Don't call in yet.
The smasher's not happening right now.
The smash will happen in a few minutes. Roxanne, what do you think the least attractive, I'm going to kind of hone it in a little more. What is the least attractive hobby a guy can have? So this woman was just totally shredded and ripped apart online by saying that this was the least attractive hobby that a guy could have.
Gambling your life away, gambling your that's least not very attractive because it's going to be detrimental. To your relationship.
You're not far off. I mean, well, you're not. I mean, you're closer than I would imagine.
Well, gambling, I don't think gambling's a hobby.
Well, going to casinos is a hobby.
No, it isn't. Going to a bar is a hobby. No, a hobby is like train set. That's a hobby. A hobby is adults who like to play with radio-controlled cars.
Then you're not going to agree with this then. I
don't think I think adults who have train sets are weird too.
Like Bobby in The Sopranos.
How weird was that?
Yeah, well, that wasn't weird. I know some grown men that have unbelievable train setups,
and they're all a little weird. I mean, I don't know any of these men, but I'm betting there's something wrong with them.
There was one that was kicked out of Palmacia Golf Course, but that's a whole different story. But he has the most amazing he has the most amazing train set I've ever seen. All right,
Hey, you want to come over and see my train, Todd?
All right, now hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Let me just get to the because guys.
When you say gambling or drinking or experimenting with drugs, that's
no. It's a hobby.
Okay.
So this one, but is this really a hobby or anyway? Here's what it is. This woman got totally taken apart online and criticized because she says that playing video games is the most unattractive hobby that a guy can have.
Well, she's ruling out a big segment of the population. She doesn't. There are a lot of men who play video games.
Do you agree with that? Yes or no? Does your husband play video games?
No. I mean, I've never seen him play video games since we've been together.
I never got into it either. I played when I was a kid. I mean, when I was little, we never had the Atari. We had, when I was a kid, we had the Bally system, and that was kind of an early machine. Then we had Mattel in television.
Yeah.
That was a biggie in my house when I was like 10, 11 years old. We had Mattel and television, and then we had ColecoVision. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, ColecoVision.
And then after those, and I was older. Then those Nintendos came out then in the mid to late 80s. Yeah. But video games. This woman says that the most unattractive hobby a guy can have is a guy that plays video games.
I don't know. It's a whole genre of things, I mean, I guess.
I mean, you're really wiping out the younger population. How old did you say she was, MJ? Did you say her age?
I did not say her age. I don't have that.
Because, if you're a 30-year younger male, video games are probably something you do at some point.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing to do it at some point, but it's another thing. How much time in their day are they dedicating to this?
No, that's a good point.
We have some people who shut down their whole day, or they come home from work and they play video games till midnight. And if that's what you want to do, fine. But it could also not foster a great relationship.
Yeah, you want somebody to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
I have a little rumor, and then we'll play the game. So hold on. Little rumor that I picked up on over the last couple of days.
A rumor, huh?
Yeah, regarding Westshore Plaza. The mall. Well, first of all, you know that I've been, I'm a little outspoken because as a South Tampa resident and, living in the Beach Park area in South Tampa, the traffic is already nuts. So the traffic, you go to Westshore and Kennedy, and the traffic on Westshore that's heading north toward Kennedy, you go there 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5:30, and the traffic is nuts. It is backed up all the way sometimes to like Swan. Then you've got people that are waiting for like 3, 4, 5 light cycles to make a left turn. It's all jammed up. It's insane. So at Westshore, they've been talking about building this massive new like town center project with like close to 3,000 apartments and mixed retail and office space. And they want to put like 2,800 apartments in there. The traffic is already nuts. And, something would have to be done to mitigate traffic. Anyway, I'm very kind of close to and following this whole project. But as we told you a couple of months ago, the media, the local news stations went nuts. There were these stories. Westshore Plaza is getting demolished. They're putting in this whole new massive billion-dollar project. But when they made the release and the TV stations were going nuts, guess who had the real story? I did.
Right here.
The original financial backing pulled out. As the media was going gaga over this release, the money pulled out of the deal. And to my best of my knowledge, they don't have a new backer. They don't have new financing to make the project happen. And the way the news media, the local TV stations were covering this, it was like, oh my God, Westshore Plaza is going to be knocked down tomorrow. And I'm like, no, it's going to be years and years. They might do some perimeter stuff, like knock down the old Sears Auto building and start building some things on the outside perimeter. But as far as the mall going away, it's years and years away. And hey, the big money, I think it was Lincoln, something.
It was named after a president.
Well, yeah, I think it was Lincoln. The original money for the deal pulled out, and they're still releasing like all this information about this huge project. But how are you going to go forward with the project if the financing fell through? And they've got to find. And listen, I support a redevelopment. It's got to be reasonable. You got to be able to mitigate and deal with the traffic around Westshore and Kennedy.
Yes.
But here's
your scoop.
Here's the additional
All right.
scoop.
Gather around, everybody.
The rumor is Macy's is gone at the end of the year. So that's the biggest anchor there right now.
What?
The rumor is that Macy's is going to be leaving in January.
Where'd you get this scoop?
I can't tell you,
Mr. Me.
Can't tell you that, Roxanne. But the rumor is that Macy's is going to be leaving Westshore Plaza. January is what I heard. So they'll roll through the fall and Christmas, and then again, this is a rumor. I've heard from several different people over the last couple of days that Macy's, the biggest anchor there, is going to be leaving in January.
Whoa.
At Westshore.
Well, you heard about...
Hey, and Dick's is going.
I was saying the big Dick's information.
Oh, yeah, Dick's is swinging over to International.
Yeah.
So Dick is pulling out. Oh, that didn't sound right.
Macy's out, Dick's out. It's a mess over there.
When dicks start pulling out, it's like, whoa, we're all out of here.
Got Roxanne's attention there.
Which I'd like to bring up the greatest
Yeah, that is really
front
good.
page of any newspaper. It's from the TBT, the old TBT. I miss the old TBT.
Did they stop publishing TBT? Are they done with that?
I don't ever touch any real newspaper. I don't know if it's a weekly now or what.
Oh, yeah.
But it used to be a daily, and it used to be my absolute favorite read. I used to read it every day.
Yeah, this is great. This
And
is
when
this is
Saks
awesome.
Fifth Avenue.
This is like a New York Post
It is.
style headline for TBT, which was
Saks out, Dick's in.
No,
Or
no.
other
No,
way
no.
around.
Read it the other way
come
around.
on,
Come on, don't
I got
mess
it
it
in front
up.
of me.
Don't bungle it.
Okay.
Dick's
It was,
in, Saks out. Because remember, Dick's went into the old Saks location.
right. Dick's in, Saks out. The best front page. If I wished I ever saved one front page of anything in my life, it was this one. And I
pretty good.
didn't. I don't have it, but that's the best.
All right, let's go ahead and play the inflation smasher. Let's go with caller, 44. How about that? Caller 44. Right, what are you
It
scoffing
just
at?
took you a while to get to 44.
To build up.
44. All right, caller 44 right now, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you're the 44th caller, you get to play the game. We fire up the inflation smasher machine, and then you tell me when to punch the glass out, and then we'll see how much cash is behind the glass as we're trying to take a bite out of high prices and inflation to help you out. Your chance to win up to $1,000 right now, and it's never less than $500. With the MJ Morning Show, Inflation Smasher will play in minutes. A little quiz for you here, guys. You ready?
Ready.
I said caller 44. Hold on. So Andrew missed. How many times ago? 44.
We didn't bought you
I
extra
had a
time.
caller talking to me on the phone.
All right,
All
so
right.
it's 44, Andrew.
All right, it's caller 44. All right, Andrew's going to
All right.
screen now. So caller 44.
It's a live show. It's okay. It's okay, buddy.
Of course it's a live.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. I want you to see if you can put this together. If an arsonist has tried to burn down a Starbucks 2 times, so somebody tries to torch a Starbucks 2 different times. This is Taos, New Mexico. Yeah, it doesn't matter where it is. If somebody is trying to arsonate, that's a real word. Look it up. If not, it should be. Someone tries to commit arsonate a Starbucks, not once, but twice. What is the new name for Starbucks? Think about it.
So this is something you made up. This is an MJ riddle.
No.
Appreciate it.
No.
Okay.
People are actually using this. People are using this term. This is not my name for it.
Is it Sparkbucks?
You're getting closer.
Oh, that's good.
Getting closer. So here's the deal.
Starbucks, Sparkbucks, Foster's Fire.
So other businesses, I guess they're not happy with the Starbucks. So they're trying to build this new Starbucks. And this is
it Starburns?
you're getting kind of closer there.
Spark burnt?
All right, listen to the details of the story. Locals in Taos, New Mexico, have a new nickname for the construction site where they're trying to put up a new Starbucks, but someone keeps burning down the construction.
Do they call it the coffee roaster?
You're dancing around it, man.
Oh, man, really?
But
I'm just guessing here.
Think of Starbucks and something that rhymes. Starbucks, you got a burnt-out shell.
Oh, does the rhyming word have nothing to do with arson?
No, it kind of does.
Okay, then
Bucks,
it's not Star
chucks.
F's.
Come on, what?
No,
Okay, I don't know.
No,
It's a guessing game here.
No, it's not
Yeah.
obscene.
I don't know this.
Pastor, it's not obscene.
Okay, fine.
Someone tries to commit arson twice
Spark bugs?
You're getting
Fire
close.
bugs?
Dude,
Spark bugs?
But it rhymes with bucks.
I never said it rhymed with bucks.
I thought you just said it
you
rhymes-
just said.
That's
Yeah,
how
it
I got
rhymes
to
with
the
this.
F word.
Yeah,
It
I'm
rhymes-
trying to go through all the letters with bucks.
It rhymes with Starbucks. Maybe it's the front part. Maybe it's not the bucks. It's not the bucks.
Okay.
Firebugs?
Oh, no.
Firebugs?
Rhyme.
Lar.
Star.
All right, what
Star
happens?
schmucks?
No,
Star.
no. What happens if you try to light the place?
Charbucks.
Yes!
Charbucks.
They're calling it Charbucks.
Okay.
CHAR, because the place is charred.
That's so good.
It is. That's why.
Roxanne.
That's good.
Roxanne, forget the people in Taos, New Mexico. I don't care about them.
That's-
Roxanne, her guessing skills are on point.
That's why
Because I had to go CH because I was just going through the alphabet really quickly, and I'm like, no.
Charbucks.
Yes.
It's a double consonant.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
doing the story, because
Oh.
I'm looking at a picture of the whole frame is burnt to the ground for the second time, and they're calling it Charbucks.
Charbucks.
I guess somebody doesn't want that Starbucks to be built.
We want to put like a Whacking Hut security guy out there just to watch it at night.
Somebody look at Jerry's Coffee and Muffins a half block down the road, okay? Somebody look at Jerry, all right?
All I know is whole Mocha Joe bought a lot of lighters.
I'm just saying, but Charbucks is what it is. I got to get caller 44, and it is right here. Good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who is this?
Linda?
What is it?
Linda Tondro?
Linda, where are you calling from?
My work in St. Petersburg.
All right, Linda from work in St. Petersburg. Linda, what type of work do you do in St. Petersburg?
I am a bookkeeper.
Ah, fantastic. Linda, have you ever won a radio contest in your life?
No!
Well, Linda, guess what? You will win. This is a guaranteed win. The question is just how much money will you win? Have you heard the MJ Morning Show Inflation Buster played with other people?
Yes.
All right.
Every morning.
Every morning, and then, of course, it happens after 3 o'clock in the afternoon with Gino as well. All right, here goes. We're going to fire up the Inflation Buster machine, let it get established, and you yell at the top of your lungs, smash it, and then we'll smash the glass, okay?
Okay.
So you understand how it works. Let's fire up the machine. Here we go. All right.
The MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher has been activated.
All right, it's been activated. Linda, hold your horses. All right, Linda, the machine is spinning. Linda, tell me when to smash the machine. Smash it!
You've won $850.
Yeah! Linda. Yeah, look, she's got a support crew. She's got a cheering section.
Absolutely.
Linda, you got $850 with the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher.
Okay, great.
Who's laughing back? Who's cackling back there?
My friend Barb at work.
Who is it?
My friend Barb.
Oh, Barb is cackling. Well, hey, listen, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank with $850.
Nice.
Linda, congratulations, and thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
I tell you what, old Linda and Barb in
Linda,
accounting are
they're
pretty
having
sassy.
they're having a gay old time there. They're just yucking it up. All right, hang on. Andrew's going to pick up and get all your information, okay?
Okay.
All right. Line 3, Andrew. Pick it up and get the information.
Linda and Barb in accounting.
Yeah, that's who it is. Yes, guess what I heard from Linda and Barb in accounting?
Oh, what'd you hear?
Yes, I heard that the Macy's was going to close at Westshore. Oh, man. Hey, Roxanne, let me ask you a question. Are you aware of women trying to make it look like they never smile?
No.
What was that 80s song? When I See You Smile. When I See You Smile. Was that Bad English? Remember that band? When I See You Smile.
Is this a makeup trick to do that?
No.
I mean, I see like in photos, I see a lot of people don't do like big cheesy smiles. They'll do, or I think we've moved away from duck lips, but still like a serious kind of face.
Whoa. Are you saying that the Generation Z and the millennials, that they're stopping the duck lips in selfies and little group photos?
I don't see them as much. It's not as noticeable to me. I mean, people still have big lips and have serious faces, but I don't see the overdone poutiness.
You're saying that anecdotally, you're noticing less duck lips.
I can't remember the last time that I was like, oh, look at her duck lips in my head. Now, maybe I'm just so immune to them, but maybe they're just everywhere.
Right. Well,
I don't know.
Now that I think about it, maybe there are fewer quack, quack duck lips out there.
I was a fan of that look.
You stop
so
it, you weren't. I hate duck lips.
If you're talking about younger ladies, younger women, people like Billie Eilish never really show an expression of any kind of happiness in their publicity photos.
Mm-hmm.
The album covers are all very withdrawn and kind of, there's not a big smile. I mean, I've seen her smile
Kind of
like
a new version, like heroin chic-y kind of.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's the deal. It is being said that it's inspired by Kylie Jenner, the model Bella Hadid.
You mean Kylie Jenner?
What'd I say?
Jenna. You got it wrong.
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah,
you said Jenna.
You said you
whatever.
dropped the ER, you
All right,
added like a long
I'm sorry.
A.
All right.
Yeah, it was a really long.
Inspired by Kylie Jenner, Bella Hadid, young women are having plastic surgeons make it look like they don't smile. So celebrities and influencers are aggressively employing various things, on a non-surgical sense, that they're photoshopping pictures to take away smile lines, but then they're going to face tuning, like using filler, or even more drastically, actual plastic surgery to erase so-called smile lines that run from the side of the nose down the side of the mouth. So what is that? Why do they not want to appear to be smiling? I don't get that.
Well, those are wrinkles. So they must not want those folds from, they just don't ever want to have those wrinkles it's called a marionette face, I think. And
it's the nasolabial fold.
Yeah.
But what is it with the Generation Z, the Generation Millennials? What is it? They want to get rid of the smile lines?
I mean, that's kind of crazy. You don't need to do that until you're older. You really don't.
Well,
when you have a young face, just...
But a lot of times,
smile and enjoy life.
It's not just like this. Women, when they get a little older, they want to get rid of some of the crow's feet around the eyes, and a lot of times that's taken care of with Botox, right?
Yes.
But what is it with the younger women that they don't want to appear to smile?
It's the wrinkle aspect of it. That's why they don't like it. They don't want to they want their face. I mean, I know younger girls who get Botox, like younger girls in their 20s who get it, and they don't want any movement in their forehead. None. And, you do it, and then you kind of get to the point, at least that's where I am, where I want to be able to express myself.
Name a big TLC song.
The band TLC?
Yeah, TLC. Name a big TLC song.
I don't want no scrubs.
Yep.
Scrub is a cat that can't get no love.
Song.
I'm miming to Fester. Waterfalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Let me tell you about the radio mime. You're unemployed.
Charades. I'm helping you.
Help
anything new, buddy.
That's a big TLC song. Well, guess what?
I don't need help with TLC songs. You're talking about T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili.
Okay, go.
Watch out.
Do another one.
Watch out, Chili.
Oh, another TLC song?
Fester.
Oh.
Creep.
Remember this one? Creep.
Dude, I knew all three names.
Hey.
I know that Left Eye flipped over in a Jeep in like Nicaragua.
Left Eye burned down some NFL
And Andre Rison.
Andre
I know
Rison.
the player
Yep.
whose house she burned
And
down.
then
Yep,
she
that's
died.
good.
She's dead, right? Is Left Eye Lopez? She's
Left Eye was in a car accident in like
right.
Guatemala or Nicaragua.
Left Eye has left the building. Yeah. So, guess what? Guess who's not hearing any of those songs?
Left Eye, she's dead.
No. Well, it already happened, but the TLC shows at the New York State Fair and also at Foxwoods in Connecticut were both canceled. So Friday night show and Saturday night show with the existing surviving members of TLC.
TC?
Listen to this. The shows were canceled. Why? Because apparently T-Boz.
Yeah, I told you T-Boz. Yeah.
T-Boz was all backed up.
See, she's not.
She was
perished.
having
No.
what?
Which one is perished?
Okay.
That's
are you
left
talking about
eye.
Died?
Yeah.
Left Eye Lopez.
Left Eye
Yeah,
Lopez.
okay.
She's the
Yeah,
one
T-Boz
who
is
tried to
alive.
burn down the NFL guy's
Yes,
house
yes, yes.
outside of
Yes.
Atlanta.
She lived a full life.
Didn't she go to jail for that or prison for that?
I don't know.
Anyway, all right, so here's the deal. T-Boz from TLC, all backed up. So do you really share that with... Why do you tell the audience? Apparently she had some severe abdominal blockage, which, abdominal, that means she's all, all blocked up. She's all backed up. It's like it's like concrete in there, man. So they had to cancel 2 shows because of T-Boz's backup. And to me, it's kind of ironic because she needed a waterfall. She needed essentially like the waterfall, the chocolate waterfall in Willy Wonka. That's really what she needed going on, but it wouldn't go on, you know?
It's drink the waterfall, the castor oil.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to know that T-Boz was all backed up and all stopped up, and you got to be pretty backed up to cancel 2 shows. You got to be pretty darn constant.
You know, it would be really ironic is if they sang "Back That Ass Up."
You don't want to get too close to that one.
No.
I'm just thinking of the waterfall in Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the dam breaks, it's going to break, right? Is that it? Why do they share that? Why do they?
Yeah. The singer was immediately seen by a doctor after complaining about nausea, vomiting, and
what the hell? Nausea?
No, I said it wrong. I corrected myself. Nausea, vomiting, and intense abdominal pain.
Yeah.
She was diagnosed by a doctor with abdominal blockage.
Speaking of music, did you see what Flava Flav was just doing?
Was he constipated?
Flava Flav, the famous hype man from Public Enemy, right?
Yeah.
Flava Flav. All right. Flava Flav was an honorary flight attendant on a Southwest flight.
God, he does everything.
I would get up and walk off that flight.
My God. I want to see him do the emergency demonstration. Flava Flav is picture. I'm looking at the picture. He was on a Southwest flight with his clock around his neck. Got his clock out. And he's walking down the aisle with the Southwest Airlines snack basket, and Flava Flav is. Can you imagine you're on a Southwest flight and Flava Flav is coming down the aisle, handing out pretzels and whatever snacks they offer on Southwest?
That's a good airline for him to do that on.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Spirit, but that's a different. Hey, I'm probably going to fly Spirit again here shortly, guys.
Oh, we're all real excited for you.
No, listen, I said I would never, ever fly Spirit Airlines because of all the stories. And then it was the most convenient flight for me to go to visit my dad.
I'm sorry. I'm watching the video of Flava Flav.
You want to bring up the audio?
Walking down the aisle.
Start from the beginning and bring up the audio. All right, go ahead and bring it up. Go ahead.
Very nice.
Look at this.
That's real Southwest style right there.
Yeah. Southwest and Flava Flav. Just walking down the aisle, handing out snacks.
Giving everybody pretzels.
Yeah.
All right. The audio kind of sucks.
Yeah, the audio's not great,
Yeah,
but,
nothing-
but
nothing
the,
to
the
it.
video's cool. Yeah, video's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It was,
Hey,
yeah.
You're Flying Spirit. You know, they just announced within the last
No,
month.
no. I haven't booked yet.
Oh,
But
you're thinking about
what
it.
I was saying is that I flew Spirit for the first time a couple of months back because it was the most convenient flight for me to go visit my dad over in Fort Lauderdale. So it was at Tampa to Fort Lauderdale, and that's where I was at Tampa getting ready to leave when that little kid was running all over the airport. 4 or 5 different times he ran away from the Spirit flight attendants and gate agents. Remember, it was an unaccompanied minor, and he was coming from Fort Lauderdale. So he came up from Fort Lauderdale to Tampa, and he was being held at the gate because whoever was supposed to pick him up in Tampa didn't arrive yet. So they're trying to babysit this kid at the gate while we're waiting to board for the return flight from Tampa back to Fort Lauderdale, and the kid's waiting to get picked up. And he is running away, and he did it like 2 or 3 times before I said, oh, my God, this is hysterical. And I videoed the kid running away from the Spirit Airlines flight attendant who was running down terminal, was it Airside A, I think is where Spirit, and they're trying to catch this kid. And I rolled video and I posted on Instagram. It is now my all-time biggest Instagram with over 2.6 million views and thousands of comments. I mean, it's unbelievable. This thing went viral and over 2.6 million views now on this silly little video. Anyway, the point is that I'm going to go visit my dad again in the next couple of weeks, probably just after Labor Day weekend. And right now I can book like $38 each way. Tampa to Fort Lauderdale, $38 freaking dollars.
Yeah.
I can't even push the start button on our X5 for that. You know?
And then you got to. You packing a backpack or something?
No. Just I would go just for a day.
Yeah.
To go visit my dad, I just bring a little carry-on, the cheapest seat, and I have a little bag. It'll just go right under the seat in front of me. $38 each way. So I'm going to be flying Spirit again. My first time was not bad at all.
Well, maybe this isn't what you're interested in, but
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines is going to start offering what they call Go Big. It's business class seating.
Yeah, that's been around for a couple of weeks. That they're trying to get a little more competitive, and I think what they're trying to do, I think they're trying to make Spirit a little bit more friendly to the passengers and not operate as much as one of the ULCs, ultra low cost carrier. So we'll see, where it ends up. But hey, I'm going to fly Spirit again, and I had. Believe it or not, I had a decent experience. I knew exactly what to expect, and I got nothing more, nothing. Actually, I did get more. I got a better experience than I ever thought I'd get on Spirit Airlines. And I'm going to fly them again. So hopefully it continues to be a decent experience for, a 38-minute flight from, Tampa to Fort Lauderdale.
Catch your Spirit, MJ.
Yeah, catch the Spirit, baby.
There you go, bub.
Yeah. Hey, if you like Ted Lasso, you see the rumor?
No.
When Ted Lasso ended with season 3, that was supposed to be it. And now it looks like there could be a 4th season of Ted Lasso. That the co-creator said that more episodes were possible. This is a couple of weeks ago. And now Warner Brothers, the studio behind the soccer football comedy, they apparently have picked up options of some of the original principal cast members. And now there are reports that there could be a 4th season now for Ted Lasso on Apple TV.
I didn't get it.
You what?
I didn't get Ted Lasso.
Oh, my God. It was fantastic.
I watched the whole thing. I'm like, okay.
Michelle and I finished season 3 back in probably May.
Ugh.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Ugh.
An American coaches football, trying to teach life stories.
What do you mean? How much of it did you watch? Ted Lasso was
I watched the
great.
first 2 seasons. And then I'm like, why am I watching this?
Really?
I don't enjoy
All right,
any
so
of this.
what do you think is good? What gets Fester's seal of approval then?
Do you know nothing about this season of Big Brother? It is so good. Oh my God. T-Core is HOH now, and Tucker and Quinn are in the house going at each other.
Stop
it is the best TV I've ever seen. I thought I would not like this season of Big
Stop
Brother.
it.
I owe CBS nothing but
Stop
an
it.
apology. It is so good.
Knock it off with the Big Brother.
I was watching the live feeds yesterday for like an hour and a half.
I thought
Angela was in the kitchen cleaning up everybody else's trash.
I thought the best TV you've seen recently was me and the Sumo guy.
Okay. The best thing I've seen online on your Instagram page is the Sumo guy and you.
All right, folks, if you have not seen the Sumo video, there was a Sumo match at Armature Works on Saturday. Zuku Sushi, who has a spot at Armature, also a spot up in Wesley Chapel. Zuku, they brought in 3 real sumo wrestlers from Japan.
Looks like they brought in like 2.5.
Yeah.
So one weighs less than me. What's that?
570, 540, and then 330.
330.
Listen, the 330 guy was very good. He won a bunch of the matches as well. The 330 guy.
330 beat 570?
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. So they did this sushi and sumo, and it was great. The owner, Ferdy of Zuku, invited me, and at the end, I went to the 2:00 show, and then they had a 6:00 show. They had 2 shows on Saturday at Armature Works inside that event. That events room is really nice.
It really is. I've done some events there.
I went to the Sheriff Chad Chronister campaign kickoff back in, I think it was February or March, and for his reelection, and of course we should reelect Chad Chronister. So I went to the kickoff event, and that was the first time I was in that event, the venue, and that is a really, really nice room at Armature Works. So that we were in there on Saturday, and at the end of the actual matches, they invited some audience members up, and Ferdy, the owner of Zuku, he kind of dragged me up there as one of the volunteers to try to push the sumo guy out of the ring, and Fester says this is the best video he's ever seen.
I love it. Listen, I'm not one to overhype your Instagram page like you are, but this video is fantastic. I love it. I love the fact that this enormous man is toying with you as if a giant was wrestling a baby. It's great. And, MJ, I got to say, is this the first time sumo has ever been to Tampa?
Yes, I put that in my description.
I didn't. I had no idea about that either.
Apparently, this is the first time that official, actual sumo wrestlers straight from Japan, and some of the guys are in this Netflix sumo documentary. And
is it like a Netflix reality show about sumo people?
It's some kind of documentary. And so I chose the 570-pound guy.
You chose the big boy.
I chose the biggest dude. Listen, if I'm going to try this, I'm going for the wall. So I picked the 570 guy, and I'm just pushing on this mountain. This guy is 6'4" and 570 pounds.
Is he solid or is he flabby?
Dude,
well,
listen.
you can see some rolls and stuff, but they train hard for this. They do leg train. I mean, they have to be physically, I won't say fit because they're such big men.
And I'm pretty broad.
Yeah.
But this guy's thigh is like as big as my entire torso.
Yeah, he's a very large-assed man as well.
Oh, God. The butt is like the rear of an elephant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah. They have to do leg strengthening, balance, flexibility, and have very specific eating habits.
Hold on, what are you, a freaking sumo expert all of a sudden?
I'm reading about how to become... I just Googled, how do you become a sumo wrestler?
Okay, I wasn't sure if you just got hit on the head and you became a sumo savant, or you pulled up a list online.
Yeah.
Anyway, the video of me trying to push this guy at 570 pounds.
I love it.
Is on my Instagram. Fester's seal of approval. He says the best video I've ever posted.
Hands down.
Yeah. Go to Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. It's the last item posted, MJ versus Sumo. And then the guy pulls my shirt up over my head, exposing my stomach and my chest.
Oh, MJ, I pull your shirt. Did you talk with him? Was he like, fight little man?
So the guy's clowning me. He pulls the shirt, and the crowd's laughing at me. I'm getting clowned in there. Anyway.
I like when you're pressing on his chest, it almost looks like you're doing CPR on him or something. Like you're trying to resuscitate him. You're just pushing in that middle fold of his chest and nothing's happening. He's just like toying with you.
MJ wrestling this guy is like an inside joke
Look at that.
everybody in the whole place is in on except MJ.
Yeah.
He's looking at the crowd and they're all like, we have no idea what he's doing either.
Anyway, you can see my underwear sticking up out of my shorts and everything.
But-
All right, the video's up at Certified MJ Radio. Take a look, Certified MJ Radio. Leave a comment. If you don't follow me on Instagram, give me a follow because this is absolutely follow-worthy.
I want to do something like that in here.
All right, Rox, get up to the line.
I'm reading about the training.
Listen.
MJ versus Fester, is that
Yes,
it?
Listen.
yes.
Oh, it's MJ versus Fester. I'm out. If Roxanne wanted to enter my dojo, I mean, listen. I mean, you know, she wants to take a trip to Fantasy Island. I mean, who am I to besmirch the poor
yes,
lady?
right?
The video is pretty spectacular. Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. What time is it? 8:42. Oh, we've got time. Hey, what are you laughing
I
at?
think Roxanne really wants to wrestle me.
Why is that?
Well, because in the years that I've sat next to her, from being repulsed by smelly fat guys, she now finds them oddly charming.
Where is the worst Kentucky Fried Chicken in America?
Don't tell me it's in Florida.
You know what? I bet you it's in Kentucky.
The worst Kentucky Fried Chicken in America. This is according to Google reviews. The lowest score. Do you know where it is?
I don't. Tell us. It's been a minute since I've eaten
it. Is it in
it.
Louisiana, where they're fans of Popeye's Fried Chicken? Louisiana Kitchen?
I don't know who said. You've heard of Fast Company, right?
Yeah.
Fast Company is like a business-related website. I like it. I've gotten numerous items, and I like to peruse. So Fast Company did an analysis, and I guess were they just sitting around the conference room with their brainstorming session? Hey, let's figure out the worst Kentucky Fried Chicken in America. Anyway, they did, and they have this particular KFC, very rude people, a poor, overpriced menu. So I guess the menu is not indicative of most KFCs. Extremely overpriced. Avoid if you can. Messed up a simple order in the limited menu they had. Eating there made me feel sad. I feel sorry for anyone that has to suffer with this place. So those are just some of the comments on this particular KFC. The worst KFC in America. Andrew, can I get a timpani roll, please? Hurry up, bring it up and just hit it when you have it. I need a timpani roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst Kentucky Fried Chicken in America is at LAX.
At the airport?
At Los Angeles International Airport. One of the tips ought to be limited menu, because a lot of times the chains, they have a smaller limited menu, and a lot of times those operations they're staffed by those, those hospitality companies.
Yeah, they're not companies or employees of the franchisor or
like Host. Isn't Host one of those? There are several companies that do a lot of the. They'll even do like stadium concessions,
like Legends, the company that you want to work for.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
selling beers at Ray J.
Yeah. So the KFC at LAX is the worst Kentucky Fried Chicken in America.
Really?
And then coming in number second is a KFC in Maricopa in Arizona. Third and fourth and fifth. Third is Midland, Texas. Fourth is Goodyear, Arizona. And the fifth worst Kentucky Fried Chicken in America is in Littleton, Colorado. That's near where Columbine, Littleton is Columbine area.
Yeah.
So
the KFC at the airport, you can't really count those.
Well,
do you think you can? I mean, it's always going to be a different vibe there.
But it's branded. You got to represent the brand, right?
Yeah.
Is there a KFC at Tampa Airport?
I don't think so. You got Chick-fil-A, you got PDQ. So PDQ's at Tampa International, you got Chick-fil-A at Tampa International. Those are the two chicken places that I know of. But I just thought that was it's kind of special to get. How does that work? I mean, do people walk by like they're passing the food court at LAX and, hey, congratulations, worst KFC as they're going to gate 52 to catch their flight to Maui. Hey, congratulations on being the worst KFC in America.
I like how they just said it's just sad. You're just sad when you're there. That's hard to do.
I don't know that anybody knows until they experience it firsthand. I don't know that chicken that you hold is great airport food.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, I mean,
Yeah,
everything
like
you get
a bucket of chicken.
a sandwich
Yeah.
or something in a bowl or something, but I don't know. LAX, I think it's not fair. A freestanding KFC needs to be the worst one.
I'll tell you right now. Fried chicken is one of my all-time favorite foods.
Yep.
I am always on the hunt for great fried chicken. And when it comes to I'm talking traditional I'm talking traditional fried chicken. Not PDQ with the tenders and the chicken sandwiches, which are great.
Actual chicken pieces with bone.
Yes, the whole thing. So for me, I think Popeye's spicy chicken, they do a great job. But listen, that's a chain, obviously, but they still do a very good job. But finding those kind of one-off, fried chicken spots, like I love, for instance, like the Fred's Marketplace buffet. Plant City, and then they also have Lakeland. I think they have one on 301 near the fairgrounds. But we always go to the Fred's in Plant City. But finding great fried chicken, the real stuff. There was a place in Harlem, in New York, that did amazing fried chicken, and it was all cooked in like a 20-inch massive cast iron pan. And they were frying it was just delectable. Virginia Beach, place called Pollard's Fried Chicken. I love, just give me a breast, a thigh, a leg, a wing, and I'm a fried chicken nut. Always searching for just like pizza. I always, hunt out, try to find the best pizza wherever I go. I'm a pizza nut. And if you're a regular listener to the show, you know that I only find about 5% of pizza acceptable to my palate in my my pizza parade, in my effort to find great pizza. I would say, locally it's probably less than 5%, but on the grand scale, only about 5% of pizza is acceptable to me. And locally, it's probably less than 5% because there's only like a handful of places, that I think, do great pizza.
Yeah, I thought of you and your pizza snootery this weekend.
Pizza snootery?
That's a great
snooty patootery.
Great
Yes.
definition.
Life is too short to eat bad pizza. And there is more horrifically bad pizza out there than good pizza.
Yeah, I met some guy and he's like, "Oh, the best place to go, Nona Slice House." Yep.
Yeah, listen.
I said I know someone who frequents that place.
Nona's fantastic. Locally also, Sardo is a good friend of ours over on Ulmerton. The Pizza Box on Central in St. Pete does a fantastic job. The Violet Stone really knocks out a really good pie.
Yeah, don't count out the Little Caesars on Fletcher. Really good. Really good. Hot and ready.
You're good for that. What? You're good for that. What? Once a week?
Maybe once every other week.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
You hit a little Sabaros too.
Pizza.
Oh yeah, Michael Scott. Yeah.
Do they still have a Sabaros?
I don't know.
Sabaros pizza
Wait,
still a thing?
I thought it was at Westshore Mall. That was the last place I knew of a Sabaros.
They used to be there. They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sabaros used to be at the West Shore Food Court, but yeah, they're long gone.
Yeah, they got word that Dick's is leaving. We're out of here too.
Yeah, Macy's allegedly packing up shop in January after the holidays as well. All right, 8:49 at the MJ Morning Show, and this brings to a close over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. When we get back, this is really fascinating. Men that are really nice to women, do they cheat less? So men that are chivalrous, men that practice chivalry, do they cheat less than men that are not chivalrous? This is really fascinating stuff. Hang on. And also, if you got apple juice in your house, there's a brand new warning. We've had the warnings on apple juice for a while now. There's a brand new one. Oh, I have the 5 best pumpkin spice products of the year for the fall.
This is a season, man. It's everywhere.
I am sick and tired of pumpkin spice.
It's not even September.
If pumpkin spice was murdered with polonium-210, I'd be a happy camper. But anyway, I do have the pumpkin spice product list for the fall. We'll get to that coming up. Anyway, there's a lot of, I got Hollywood, there's new Matthew Perry stuff. I'm looking at my, we have a lot coming up in the final hour. So whatever you do, make sure you keep listening to the MJ Morning Show. You can stream us on all the apps. You can go to mjmorningshow.com. Upper right-hand corner, there's a red button that says Listen Live. You click on that, listen on your computer at work. You listen on the regular radio at 104.7 FM, but make sure you always get a chance to listen to our 9 o'clock hour, which is next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Two College Brothers.com is the best movie. I have MJ and a crew here Monday morning. In just a few minutes, what did MJ and Michelle watch over the weekend? What 2 movies did we watch? And one old, one newer, and they couldn't be more diverse. I got a couple of new recommendations, and one of them, holy crap. One's going to haunt your dreams. One of them is going to haunt your awakening hours as well, all right? So hold on. Scary one. Took a while to get scary, but still, hell of a buildup. All right, I have a mystery birthday to announce. And, you know, I want to see if our listeners can figure it out. I want to go to phones on this. I want to see if our listeners can figure out the mystery birthday. I'm going to give you some clues here, and then you see if you can guess who it is.
All right.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. A mystery birthday. Here are your clues. Green.
Kermit the Frog.
Fashion accessory.
A green fashion accessory.
A number. Sahara dust.
Boy, these are random things. So far, nothing is clicking.
Atmospheric river.
Okay, so it's got to be the name is similar to all of these things. The name
maybe.
of the person.
Does anyone, listen, you guys can try to guess, but I'd like to open up the phones.
Open up your
Yeah,
phone.
open them up. I have no idea.
800-990-1047. Does anyone listening know whose birthday it is today that I'm going to even maybe try to call and surprise with a surprise birthday call? With those clues, do you have any idea who it is? All right, 800-990-1047. What did I give out so far? Green
Fashion accessory.
Saharan dust.
A number, Saharan dust, atmospheric river.
The only person I could think of is Gaddafi.
He's dead.
That's why I'm out. I mean, Gaddafi, he was a fashion accessory. Isn't the flag of Libya green?
Listen, every line is ringing. Every single line is ringing.
I think I know who it is, but only half the clues make sense to me.
Why is that?
Because I can't, 2 of them make sense to me. Saharan dust makes sense to me. Atmospheric river.
Yeah.
But the other, okay. Accessory, I guess I can see that now. Yes, okay.
Oh, but every line is ringing.
The number.
Guess what? I said a number. So those are among every line is ringing, and a bunch of them have the right answer. The first one in was Jeff. So let me grab Jeff. Jeff in Tampa, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so green, fashion accessory, a number, Saharan dust, atmospheric river. Who do you think has a birthday today? Who's the mystery birthday guy?
Mr. Suspenders.
Mr. Suspenders, known as?
Dennis Phillips.
Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News. So, Jeff, what was how did you know, at what point did you know who I was talking about with my clues?
The fashion.
The fashion accessory. And, of course, Roxanne, what's the fashion accessory?
The suspenders.
Yes, Jeff even said Mr. Suspenders.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Jeff, hold on. I'm going to call Dennis, and I'll conference call you so you can wish him a happy birthday as well, all right?
Thank you.
All right, hold on. Let me get Dennis on the line. Hopefully he'll pick up. All right. 727. All right, calling up Dennis.
When you said green fashion accessory, I just immediately got this picture.
No. Green is separate from fashion accessory.
I put them together.
No, don't. I said green. All right, let's see if he picks up.
Hello.
Good morning, Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News, otherwise known as Mr. Suspenders.
What is up?
All right, so I know it's up. It's your birthday, and I just gave out a bunch of clues. I set this up as, hey, mystery birthday today, and I started just giving out like one-word clues. Well, maybe some had two, and every line lit up. Dennis, do you want to know what the clues were? And I said, hey, I'm going to give you some clues. You tell me whose birthday it is.
All right, what were they?
The first clue was green, and of course, Dennis, in your business, green would mean what?
The green wall?
The green screen or the green wall? Absolutely. The chroma key wall where you stand in front of the map. Absolutely. The second clue was fashion accessory.
Yeah, that's got to be suspender.
Got to be the suspenders. Then a number, which of course would be 28, right?
Oh, I thought the number would have been like his rule. Doesn't he have like a
Well,
special
yeah.
number
Listen,
rule?
it could also be rule number 7. Don't freak out until Dennis freaks out.
I thought it was like a Cat 5 storm, like a number 5.
then-
Ooh, that works too.
Yeah, that's true. Then a bunch of numbers apply to his gig. All right, but then I started rolling out, I think, some more definitive. I said Saharan dust, and then my last clue was atmospheric river.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have got that one.
And then every line lit up, and I was looking at the screen calls, and most of them had guessed Dennis from ABC Action News, chief meteorologist. But Dennis, Jeff was the first one. Do you mind if I bring Jeff on to wish you a happy birthday?
Sure.
All right, Jeff in Tampa. Jeff, you're on with Dennis Phillips. Say hi.
Hello, sir. How are you this morning?
Jeff, how are you?
I am terrific.
It's kind of quiet out there right now. I was, usually this time of the year I'm sitting there looking at the tropics, and today I'm just trying to figure out who to draft on my fantasy football draft later this week. So it's
a good thing.
a crazy time.
That's great. Hey, Jeff, great guest, buddy, and thanks for listening to the show.
All right. Happy birthday, buddy. Have a good day.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah, Rox, you have a question?
Dennis, mind if I read you your You Born Today astrology?
Oh, stop it with the
No,
astrology.
he wants to hear this. Listen to this. This is so on point.
You're the one that called him about his
Yeah,
birthday.
you
Let
called
her
him
go.
about his birthday. Let me. Is he still on?
Yes, he's
okay,
still
there
on.
he
Yes.
is. Your clever mind, warm approach. How about that? They worked in a weather term into your You Born Today. And
How about a human approach?
and strength of character put you in a position of quiet leadership. You're engaging, articulate, and you love to talk with people in a tete-a-tete situation. Is that what we're in right now with MJ?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pretty accurate.
Is that just for today?
No, that's-
or what is that?
Yes, it is just for people born today.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, this is
I didn't know you were big in astrology. That's your thing?
I just like the personality stuff. I don't like the necessarily, hey, your day is going to be like this. I don't believe that,
Well,
but I do
Dennis,
believe the personality trait stuff.
We do our best to suppress it on the show,
Yeah.
but,
He suppresses or antagonizes, one of the two.
All right, so, Dennis, happy birthday to you. Anything, are you still working today or what?
Yeah, I'm working. It's funny how your birthdays change as you get older. Like, usually I'm thinking about what am I going to do tonight. All I've been doing now is like scouring where I can get a free coffee or a free donut or something on your birthday. There's lots of places out there that you get free meals on your birthday. So I'm going to probably go to Cold Stone and get an ice cream, go to Wawa, get a cup of coffee or something. So that's going to be my day. It's an exciting day planned.
Andrew says go to Kobe's Steakhouse. Andrew, what do you get at Kobe's Steakhouse?
I think it's a free meal on your birthday.
You get a $25 free entree. As a matter of fact, that's kind of our go-to spot for all of my kids' birthday. And I got the email saying, "Yep, $25 free entree." So that is right there at the top of the list for tonight.
Well, dude, you ought to easily pack in a couple $100 worth of free stuff today, right?
That's my plan.
Hey, while we have you, and I don't mean to, muck up the birthday, but it is quiet out there. So is there anything coming off of Africa? Is there anything? Are there any waves we're looking at?
It's crazy. I mean, you got to wonder if the folks from Colorado State and the folks who do the long range forecasts are like, man, I'm going to lose my job this year. It was just a bad forecast. I mean, it's still look. I mean, we said this so many times at the beginning of the season too. I mean, it always is a big thing early on. Well, the water's really warm and we're in a La Nina. That must mean we're going to get 50 storms or whatever. I mean, there's so many more things that go into play in what develops. And like you said, Sahara dust. I mean, that's been it. And normally by early August, that Sahara dust goes north. So what happens is the main area where these storms develop, they will develop because there's really nothing against it. But that dust has just been hanging out for a month longer than it normally does. And yeah, I just looked at the models through like September 6th, and it's still nothing.
And keep in mind that the statistical peak of hurricane season is what, September 10th or 11th, right in that zone, right?
Yeah. Historically, you look at the the whole season, it peaks right around that day. Now, I will tell you, I find it hard to believe. The thing is, I mean, without getting too sciencey on you here, I mean, hurricanes do serve a purpose. They cool the atmosphere when it gets too hot. They try to cool the water off someone, and so that water is still super hot. That hasn't changed. So you gotta wonder if the season might last a little longer than it normally does, just because eventually the dust is going to go away. It has to. It always does.
You know, Dennis, we had a conversation some years ago that if the Saharan dust that comes off of the Sahara Desert and the sand and the dust that gets thrown up into the atmosphere, which will hinder development of these low pressures of these tropical cells that come off of the west coast of Africa and then heading across the Atlantic, we need to come up with a Sahara dust machine, and we need to put like a big fan in the middle of the Sahara and just chuck up all kinds of Sahara dust during the entire season to retard, that dust.
There's been a lot of people that have messaged me that exact same thing the last couple of days. So why don't we just throw a ton of dust in the atmosphere and keep the hurricanes away? I mean, I don't know if we have an ability to. That's like my favorite one is when you get a big storm coming, you'll always get somebody saying, "Oh, why don't you just drop a nuclear weapon over one of these storms and blow it up?" And I'm like, well, no, actually, that just means you'd have a radioactive hurricane. I'm not so sure that that's necessarily a good idea either.
Anyway, all right, well, listen, hopefully the season, but for us, though, it's always like it seems typically it's mid to late September and all of October that we've generally had to worry about here in the Tampa Bay area. So listen, fingers crossed, knock on tons of this is cheap ass Formica.
That's all we have.
And press board. But
knock on
that's
it.
all I have. All right, but Dennis, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News, who is our official meteorological partner here on the MJ Morning Show and our Beasley stations. You know, ABC Action News and Dennis Phillips and his team, they are the official, TV partners for us for news and weather. So.
Yeah, so when you say happy birthday to Dennis, every other person with a birthday today is sending me a text. Hey, it's my birthday too.
Yeah, who's that?
Greg, our super fan who hosts MJ fan page.
Greg
Lindbergh.
Greg Lindbergh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, hey, tell MJ.
Really?
Tell MJ it's also my birthday.
First of all, Greg does not talk like that.
He sounds more like this. Hey, it's my birthday.
No, it does
I'm
not.
Greg. I'm the #1 fan of the MJ Morning Show.
Listen, Greg has been a fan, and he knows more about this show than I know about this show.
Yeah.
Going back to the MJ and BJ days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you like our show enough to listen to it once in a while, check out mjfanpage.com.
Yeah.
His archive of audio is incredible.
It really is. It's like a totally independent fan page, and he's kept up with stories and anecdotes and timelines and special events and milestones. He's done a wonderful job, and Greg Lindbergh is a very valued MJ Morning Show listener for a very long time. All right, back to the Chivalry tease. Or should I do the movies first? Let me do movies quickly, and then I tease the Chivalry. And do chivalrous men cheat more or less than misogynistic piles of sludge? All right, hold on to that thought. And I like sharing the movies that we watch. Michelle and I are, we're film buffs. Hey, our son is, at NYU Film School, about to start his sophomore year in a week or so. So on Friday night, we watched, man, I can't believe some of the movies that I've never seen. Michelle has this list of a famous movie critic who's deceased now, and it's not Roger Ebert or Gene Siskel, but she wrote for The New Yorker, and her name is Paulina Kael. And Michelle found like her top 10 favorite movies, and I've liked every one so far on our top 10 list. Except for Last Tango in Paris. I don't know. Maybe it was the butter up the butt and all that. Maybe that. Anyway, so I didn't really care for Last Tango.
If that's the only thing I hear about the movie, I want to see it.
You go,
That's a good pitch.
You go ahead and watch Last Tango in Paris. But we watched Nashville, and that was good. 1975 film Nashville, and it was like a non-movie movie. It was just you were following like 20 main characters around for like 5 days, and the different stories and vignettes and some politics enter. It was just a really good movie, long movie, like 2 and 3/4 hours or so. But that was great. And then yesterday we watched. Oh man, this was freaky. We watched Bone Tomahawk. You ever see that?
No.
Sounds freaky.
Have you ever heard of Bone Tomahawk? I never heard of the damn thing.
Is it about a good night at a steakhouse?
You know what? Your kids would love this movie.
Bone Tomahawk?
Bone Tomahawk. So, Roxanne, when the kids come home from school today,
Okay.
have some popcorn popped and get their favorite juices in their sippy cups.
Sometimes,
and your 7-year-old and your 4-year-old will love it.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah,
we do our little picnic on the floor. We get popcorn. We get some snacks.
All right. So what you do is don't even look up the movie.
Don't preview it. Don't look at the trailer. Okay.
You don't even just put it on.
Dive in.
It's streaming. Bone Tomahawk, and your kids are gonna love it.
How long until I have to turn it off?
Oh no, I don't. You won't turn it off. They're gonna love it.
It's like an Old West. It stars that news anchor's son or brother, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, Patrick. That's right, Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson, the son of John Wilson, formerly of Fox 13.
Yeah.
And also Mark Wilson, who's the 6 o'clock anchor. His brother, Patrick Wilson, is in the movie, does a phenomenal job. Bone Tomahawk. Listen, Roxanne, the kids are going to love the mud-covered Indian cannibalistic cave dweller scenes. They're going to love that. And there's a part where they split the guy in half.
Oh, great.
They're going to love that part.
Do they put him back together?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not a happy ending.
All the king's horses and all the king's men are not going to be able to put that guy back together again. Anyway, so I highly recommend it. It's a very kid-friendly movie, especially with the Indian cannibal scenes. You'll love it. So give me a report for tomorrow morning on what the kids thought of Bone Tomahawk.
At least I know what Bone Tomahawk means now.
And let me know if they have any trouble sleeping tonight.
Okay.
If you could.
I mean, they're into macabre stuff, so this might be right up our alley.
Oh, right up their alley, man. I'm telling you.
I think I'm going to show my kids the butter up the butt scene tonight.
Let me tell you right now. If you show your kids Bone Tomahawk, and the real rough stuff doesn't happen till like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
Your kids will never sleep again.
Well, to be clear, I would never show my kids Bone Tomahawk.
Your kids will never have a good night's sleep.
Never.
This will last into adulthood. They will not sleep at night.
I mean, they do watch some stuff on YouTube, but by and large, they're very innocent. We're not going to change that right now.
But, Michelle and I have always watched a lot of movies, but it's amazing how much is out there that you just haven't heard about, haven't seen. And, the movie it was made on a shoestring budget, very little money. It didn't make much at the box office in 2015. It was only like it made $500,000 at the box office, but it's gone on to make well over I think $5 million in streaming. So it sounds like the movie has been profitable, but go check out Bone Tomahawk.
Can I share an inappropriate child behavior story with you guys real quick? It's a quickie. It's a quickie.
Go ahead.
Last night, this just reminded me about what my kids are exposed to, which is nothing. I'm getting out of the shower, and my daughter says, "Mom, hurry, put some clothes on. Dad's coming. I don't want him to see you." And I'm like, "It's okay. He's probably seen me a couple times." And then she goes, "Have you ever seen him without any clothes on?" I said, "Yes." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, you're kidding me!" Like that's how they're at 7 years old. That's how their little brains are. So no Bone Tomahawk, nothing.
No bone anything, it sounds like.
No.
You should have said, yes, I've seen Daddy's Bone Tomahawk. I've seen it numerous times.
Good nickname for
it. The Bone Tomahawk. Let me take the break here, and then the final chunk. I'm going to lead with the Chivalry story.
You have to do that.
The minute we get back, chivalrous men, do they cheat more or less? This is pretty interesting when it comes to relationships. So we'll get to that and a whole lot more next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. This past weekend at the Home Depot, Fester sat on toilets.
Sat on a bunch of toilets.
Yes, I'm using the Home Depot music as our rejoiner bed. Oh, if you missed it earlier, Fester, were you with one of your kids or both?
No, I went by myself.
Oh, just you?
Woke up early Sunday morning. Kids didn't want to do anything, so...
This Saturday at the Home Depot, go see Fester sit on a variety of toilets to see which ones he likes best. Do you want me to call Joe the Plumber quickly?
I have his number. I'll give him a call.
I'll call Joe the Plumber. Hang on a minute. I'll call Joe the Plumber. Let me see if Joe's available. Joe Gonzalez, Joe the Plumber. Hang on a minute.
This music just makes you want to do crap around the house.
Oh, it makes me want to, spray hinges with WD-40, you know?
That's right.
Makes me want to spackle cracks. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Calling up Joe the Plumber here quickly. All right. Hey, Andrew, pick up line 1 and just tell Joe the Plumber that it's MJ calling live, would you please? What do you mean it can't be? Oh, is this? Oh, is this, this phone system is this going to want me to do like a 1 or something? Is his one of the ones where like you never had to dial a 1? Now you have to dial a 1.
I don't know.
All right, Andrew, pick up hot 2. See if he picks up. All right, so Fester needs to know the best toilet to put in his house.
I need one that refills the tank so I could DF quickly.
All right, hang
Double
on.
flush.
Hey, Joe the Plumber, MJ Morning Show calling live.
Good morning.
Hey, Joe, I don't know if you're listening to the show today, but Fester spent some time at the Home Depot on Saturday, where
I'm sorry.
if you were fortunate enough, you could see Fester sitting on various toilets as he's contemplating some toilet replacements at his house. So, as horrible sounding as that is, Fester checking out and sitting on various toilets. I thought I'd give you a call because I know that you have some potential recommendations for Fester for toilet replacements in his house. Is that correct?
How about a bariatric toilet for him?
What?
Dude, I went to the
bariatric toilet. That's for heavy set people.
I swear to MJ, I swear to God, I went to the Birmingham, Alabama airport.
Yes.
And in one of their handicap stalls.
Oh, yeah. Alabama's one of the heaviest states per capita. I think if you look at the states with the highest obesity levels,
yes.
I think like Mississippi or Louisiana and Alabama, I think they're near the top of the most obese states. So you're saying that they have huge people toilets in the airport?
Yes.
Wow.
I was like, this is the most, it was as big, how big? I mean, they're enormous.
Wow.
You could be
They're like little kiddie pools.
The sumo.
It's a kiddie
The
pool.
sumo wrestlers.
All right. So,
use
Joe,
these.
Fester, tell Joe what you're looking for in a toilet.
All right, Joe, lately I've been having to double flush a lot of times. And my tank takes too long to refill before you can get a second powerful flush. So I want to replace the toilet with one that can replenish my tank in like a couple of minutes.
A quick fill.
A quick, yeah.
I would recommend a Kohler, a Highline. Kohler Highline toilet, comfort height. That'd be perfect for you. But if your toilet's not bad, it may just need a fill valve, and that'll fill it up a little bit quicker.
All right, I'll have.
It just needs a tune-up.
I'll have Fester give you a call, Joe. Okay.
Or we can get you the $8,000 Kohler Numi toilet, and it does everything for you.
Yeah.
Does it all for you, baby.
They're amazing. Some of these new toilets.
Takes you out on a date.
A friend of mine put a toilet in their house, and they have an app for it.
Wow.
Wait a minute. The toilet has an app?
The toilet has an
The
app.
toilet is Bluetooth?
Oh, yeah.
You could warm the seat
They'll
up.
talk to Alexa.
Yeah.
Your toilet will talk to Alexa. What does the toilet say? Alexa, play Fleetwood Mac. Is that the toilet asking for music now on Alexa?
Absolutely, yes.
I think there's one that like is a bidet. It's combined, like it's a toilet and a bidet.
Bidets and a dryer.
Everything.
And a seat warmer,
Yeah, dryer too. Yeah.
My friend can turn his butt seat warmer on his toilet when he's a mile away from the house, and it's
Guess
nice
what?
and toasty.
They have toilets now that say, Roxanne, have a nice bidet. Have a nice bidet. All right. Hey, Joe, Fess will be in touch. Folks, this has been Toilet Talk on the MJ Morning Show with Joe the Plumber from Gonzalez Plumbing.
Have a great morning.
Thanks, Joe. You're the best.
Hey, Fester, can I ask you a personal question? Have you ever been somewhere and the toilet's... I've had this happen to me.
Where the toilet's not big enough for you?
It just feels small. I'm like, what is going
Hold
on?
on. You have been on a toilet that was too small?
Yes, I'm like, this just
You're like
doesn't feel right.
You're like 120 pounds, and the toilet's been too small for you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's happened to
What's
me...
a little dollhouse toilet?
I feel
What are
like...
you, climbing a little dollhouse?
I feel like it's been like maybe in an older person's house or something. I
So,
just had this
in older
memory.
houses, it seems that toilets were more round instead of oval.
Hold on,
Right.
and slower to the ground.
Like the munch. You were in a house like from the Munchkins from Wizard of Oz, and you're using their little Munchkin Land toilets. Is that it?
I think the elongated higher toilet has become the standard. And when you sit in the older style toilet that were about 4 inches lower, and then it's a round bowl, everything just has to get jammed in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Fester, keep us surprised of your toilet travels. Okay.
My toilet.
Let me get to this chivalry stuff here.
All right,
I've put this off long enough.
All right.
So, what do you think? I mean, obviously, I'm setting it up, so you're probably gonna be able to guess the answer. Roxanne, men that are more chivalrous, men that are more courteous to women. You think of just simple things like opening the door and just more in tune with what women's needs are, or treating them well. So, chivalrous man versus misogynistic man. Who do you think cheats more or less, or what is your guess?
Obviously, this is a trick question. I'm thinking about
really?
how, not from you, I just mean, the article's a setup.
Oh, I thought you were calling me a trickster.
No.
Tricks are for kids. Silly wabbit.
So Doug is very chivalrous, and he was all about opening my door, still does it. So it worked for me. And he'll save anyone. He'll save a damsel in distress. He'll help anyone.
A damsel in distress.
And I've always thought to myself, that's a great way to.
Will he
pick up
climb the
chicks. That's a
tower to
great
help?
way to-
Will he help Rapunzel?
Oh, he'll do it all.
He'll do it all to Rapunzel.
And I always wonder, is that your game? Is that how you get female attention? But
men
he
who
does
are
it
outwardly nice to all
very
women.
nice. Very
what
nice.
it does is it opens up opportunities for conversation.
Yes.
Which could lead to a betting.
Well, so what I think to myself is,
I'm telling you,
I don't care that he does it. I don't think that's his end game, but I want my children to see him do that and to expect that that's how men treat you.
So they know when somebody opens the door for them, they're probably going to try to cheat on their wives.
So you're looking down the road and you want your daughters to see how it should be.
Yes.
So they can avoid
yes,
just sons of down the road, just pieces of crap down the road.
Right.
A grown man's going out of his way to get the door for all the pretty ladies.
That guy just gave me a side eye. Who's that guy?
I didn't see him.
Is that a new guy?
You mean to break his leg?
No.
Who was
it?
I don't know. Some new guy.
I don't know. So
just walked. He's just side eyed me.
If you're
walking by the studio window.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
I'll kick his ass. I mean,
go ahead. Go ahead. What do you have?
If you're going out of your way to be nice to women you don't know, you're low key trying to start an encounter that leads to a conversation that leads to something different.
Well, it worked for me.
Here's the answer. You ready for it?
Yeah.
New research shows that men that are chivalrous, the guy that will take off his expensive Miami Vice linen jacket and lay it down on a puddle so you can step out of the vehicle and not get your Louboutins wet. Yes. It turns out that chivalrous men cheat on women just as much as the misogynistic, nasty bro dudes.
I'm just happy to hear it's not more than.
Nope, it's
same as.
just as much.
Yeah, sounds about right.
According to research. Yeah, listen, folks, if you want to comb through the research, go to SciPost. Yeah, cheating happens. And what do you think the percentages are? In the United States, what percentage of men do you think step out of their relationship?
Well, give us the percentage, and then we'll have to tack on more to it because
no. Just give me a number. So, according to this research, in the United States, what percentage of men step out on their relationship? What do you think?
40.
Ooh, no, if this was a mountain climber game, nope, that would be.
What do you call stepping out? I mean, I am a very,
having a fling on the side.
What's a fling? I mean, I'm a very hideous man.
If you are in a relationship and you have a side ride going on, if you cheat on your significant other, what percentage of men in the United States step out of their relationship?
Side rides just seem like such a hassle.
Well, I was counting it as not married. I was counting it as just pervasive, like boyfriend, girlfriend. So
it's not delineated.
Okay.
It's boyfriend, girlfriend, marriages, engagements. What percentage of American men actually cheat
on their partner?
Yep. It is about 21% of men do it. What percentage of women do it, Roxanne?
15%.
15%? And no, you're over again. We'll have more pricing games coming up next on The Price is Right.
What was the percentage of men?
21%.
21%.
I thought it'd be a lot higher than that.
Yeah, and Roxanne said 15% for women. You were much closer because the actual retail value is is 13%.
No way.
That's pretty close, but I think that's not a question that people are going to be honest with.
Only 1.5 out of 10 women are looking for some strange. No way. It's higher.
Some strange dick sporting goods? Is
You
that what you're trying to
betcha.
say? All right.
You want to go to the Dicks at Westshore Plaza, you better go this next couple of weeks.
Well, then they'll be opened up in international.
Right.
And if you want to go to Macy's at Westshore Plaza, you better get there before the end of the year, according to rumors circulating. So that would leave what, like JCPenney, the only anchor. I haven't been in JCPenney since 1985, I think. It's been a while. You know what? I'm gonna pay JCPenney a visit this week. I'm gonna cruise JCPenney.
Dude, I went to the JCPenney at Westshore the other day. You know what? I had a nice nap because nobody was there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I wish JCPenney the best. All right, I have the 5 best pumpkin spice products for the fall. Charmin has pumpkin spice toilet paper out.
So your butt smells like a pumpkin.
Yep. Listerine pumpkin spice mouthwash is coming out. Preparation.
I mean, for real? Are you kidding?
Why are you laughing?
That's great. I'm sitting back. Lay them on me. I love them.
So Charmin pumpkin spice toilet paper.
Perfect.
Listerine pumpkin spice mouthwash.
Nothing says fall like Listerine pumpkin spice.
You've got Preparation H pumpkin spice. You've got.
Who's really smelling that?
All right. I'm kidding. I'm kidding around. I'm joking. I mean, I saw this story on the 5 best pumpkins. I hate pumpkin spice. I hate that we're assaulted with pumpkin spice almost like beginning in like July. I don't understand. I thought that pumpkin spice was like waning a bit, but seriously, there's a list of pumpkin spice. I'm not reading this down.
You know why it won't go away, MJ?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's science. It won't go away because the aroma of pumpkin gets men's blood rushing more than any other smell.
Says who?
They do. It says the Smell and Taste Treatment and Research Foundation of Chicago.
What? Smell and taste what?
Is that a real group?
Smell and Taste Treatment and Research Foundation.
You just made that up.
No, it's a place. They've done studies. You Google anywhere into the internet and you ask, men get turned on by pumpkin, and it says it's a thing. Men, aphrodisiac, pumpkin. Yes. That's why pumpkin is pervasive. That's why it won't go away.
I tell you what, the pumpkins will be hitting very shortly. I want you to buy a pumpkin, smash it, and just smear it all over your body, and let's see what happens. All right? I've never heard that.
Smell a pumpkin. Listen, smell a pumpkin. Most powerful turn on.
According to whom? The Science and Pumpkin Smell Association? Who was that place?
40% of test subjects were aroused. I don't know. I already clicked out of that page, but it was in Chicago. I know that. Oh, Fester, this is all you. Pumpkin combined with donuts had a big effect. Big effect.
Especially if the donut already has a hole in it.
Donuts. Oh, it's terrible.
Come here. I'll take a dozen.
Hey, before we get out of here, do you have any apple juice you bought for the kids at Walmart by any chance, Roxanne?
No and no.
Yeah, do the kids drink apple juice?
I try not to, but you go to a birthday party, sometimes it's there.
Yeah.
The last time we had apple juice is at a drive-thru. Yeah.
Hey, if you want some arsenic with your apple juice, Walmart's great value, I guess, is being recalled.
It's a good price on arsenic. You know how expensive that stuff is?
9,500 cases of apple juice sold at Walmart across the United States, including right here in Florida, being recalled because of a high level of arsenic. Yeah, inorganic arsenic. According to the FDA, the juices were made by Refresco.
What is arsenic? Is it like a...
Arsenic is it's a heavy metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was like a...
Yeah, the arsenic is a toxic heavy metal.
Okay. I don't know if it was like weed killer or something. But
well, no, I mean, you've heard of like somebody slowly trying to poison somebody with arsenic.
Poison, yeah.
It seems more medieval, but arsenic is a heavy metal. There's natural arsenic in, like, if you're digging in the dirt, there's there's natural arsenic in dirt. In certain types of foods, there's just natural arsenic, and you're gonna get a little trace in certain things, but I guess the levels are just way too high. Yeah, Great Value brand 8-ounce apple juice that was sold in 6-packs in little PET plastic bottles. Yeah, the best of date used by December 28th of this year. Recall. So check, and they were sold here in Florida as well. So great value. That's the Walmart brand of 8-ounce apple juice. Just too much freaking arsenic, apparently. We got to roll. Anything else before we go?
No, my kids ate some plastic this weekend. I'll tell you about it tomorrow.
All right, and make sure you show your kids the bone tomahawk later today. Yeah, tell kids you're going to watch an after-school special. It's called Bone Tomahawk. They'll love it.
Thanks, MJ.
Hey, Gino is going to have the big MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher wound up a little after 3 o'clock today. So keep listening. The Inflation Smasher is back after 3 o'clock today, and then back again tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show. Fester says the absolute best thing he's ever seen on my Instagram.
The absolute best thing I've ever seen on MJ's Instagram
is me and the sumo wrestler.
Is MJ and the sumo wrestler.
570-pound sumo guy at Sumo and Sushi at Armature Works on Saturday, direct from Japan, and I'm trying to push the 570-pound guy over.
It really is a great video.
The video's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Check it out. Leave a comment. Give me a follow. See you tomorrow, and let's be careful out there.